There's my cat. Oh, yon, san, ni, ichi.
Konnichiwa!
Minasan, konnichiwa.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of Talk to Keki. More penultimates, more finales. We're shot. Well, I'm mostly shot.
I mean, I'm kind of shot. It's been a long day.
I'm Matt, your host for today. We got another exciting show for you. And to join me, as always, my co-hi, the man that put two of his finales on the back burner for a big finale episode next week. Ethan, what's up?
Gonbawa, minasan. Genki desu ka, Matt-kun?
Tired.
Genki desu. Hi.
Hi, man. I went back to work because last time I recorded, I was still off.
Mm-hmm.
And then I actually started my new route today, and that was a bit of a pain in the ass.
What does that entail? If you tell me this, because you said in our chat this is one of the best routes you can get.
It is, yeah, because I had mostly the college campus.
Oh,
And that's a good chunk of it. So I got all the buildings connected to said university.
The University of Vermont.
Yep. And then what you call it? For my first two stops, there.
Hey, you and your significant. Now you can go fucking what's it called? Go patrolling, go hunting for you and your significant other.
Yeah, we could for we want some dope. Sorry.
No, I was thinking sexual exploits, but sure.
That too. But no, but my first two stops were like they were both for like the student buildings, and I couldn't find them for the life of me. They didn't fully explain to me where they were. Mm-hmm. So I was driving around 20 minutes on the phone with them. And I was like, where the hell is this? Mm-hmm. And then when I finally found it, I was like, shit, it was right there.
Let me ask you something. Because I see my postmen and women now.
Yeah.
And they dress casual. Like, do you have a male suit or are you dressed casual?
Yeah, I have a polo and I have a button down. They want the logo.
And short shorts.
I got pants and shorts, yeah, and the short shorts, yeah.
The short shorts. I feel like that's synonymous with mailman, like button up, short sleeve shirt, and short shorts.
Exactly, yes. Yeah, so those two little areas took me almost an hour just because trying to find them, and so many fucking boxes for them.
Oh yeah, because they're fucking Amazon crazy, or their parents are ordering.
No, it wasn't that. It was just a lot of boxes I'd open up, and there were like 20 so per box, and there was like 15 of them.
Oh, you're talking about like the mailboxes that you
yeah.
Packages. I'm thinking packages.
They surprisingly only had like 4 to 5 for the whole thing. And they had parcel lockers next to them that I could put in. It is basically put them in, take their key, and put in that box. Like, okay, it's in this one. Go put it back in, put the key back in when you're done. That's it.
Do you prefer like having the giant boxes, or do you prefer like the old school way of just like slip your mail in somebody's fucking doors?
Well, I don't want the door locked because you never know who's on the other side. They can just grab your hand or a dog can bite you.
What's the worst that can happen? A little bit of rabies, a little bit of molestation.
Yeah.
It's all good.
But no, I'm definitely gonna work out it. It's a lot of walking. I haven't had a walking around in like 2 years. So.
Oh, dude, you're gonna be in fucking great shape.
Oh yeah, no. There's
you're hiking on top of that, bro. Oh, I expect to see you skinnier next time I see you.
Oh yeah, I hope so. But the last block was like a lot of climbing back up, like walking back up, like this uphill.
Oh,
you're going all the way down for one house. So you gotta go up, climb all the way up just to do the last 2 houses. I'm like,
yeah, and then you have the mail, which is like weights.
Yeah, that and the package in my bag that I have to carry.
I was gonna say the package in your pants. Hey,
there we go. But my calves are fucking killing me.
Oh, dude, I can imagine, dude. That's how I felt this week when I went to the gym. I went to the gym for the first time since I moved and had surgery and my vacation and everything. It's been over 2 months since I went to the gym. I felt great when I left, and then the next couple of days, oh man, I felt like somebody beat me with a fucking bat. It was fucking miserable.
Like I do like it. I do like the walking. That was how I started doing the walking shit. And then it's just they fucked up my old route after the changes, so there was like no point.
Yeah.
I got rid of it. I started doing the driving. Yeah, I'm back to walking in here because that's what.
Dude, you know suck, bro. Walking and it's gonna be fucking snowing a blizzard.
I know. I'm well aware. I went for that already, but there's more snow here. Well, there's gonna be
Yeah,
more
that's what I'm
snow here.
saying.
So, and I have to drive 50 miles to get there. So,
Oh my god, 50 miles on slick fucking icy roads, and then
yeah.
you gotta
So,
walk miles uphill.
yeah. So during the fall, I'm
Mm.
gonna have to get like all season tires for my car.
Oh, you gotta do it. You do it in your actual car, not a mail car.
Well, I got no to drive there. I gotta drive. I guess I still gotta drive to work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got like this. I got like a bigger van for my actual car. The thing I'm not trained in, but they gave it to me
Okay.
anyways.
Why do you hold on? Why don't you have all season tires like all the time?
It was just I just wanted tires for my car or whatever. So
Oh, you didn't like spend the money because I always make sure I get the rain like the really like I get the all season tires even though it's never gonna fucking be icy really on this side, but I always get it for the rain.
yeah, it's more of a I just want good tires. So whatever new you got, just put them on.
Yeah.
But now I know for here I need specific tires. So
Because I'm so I'm like used to seeing like the truckers and shit, and they put like chains on their shit, and it's like, do you put chains on your shit to drive?
I don't have the patience to do that, and I don't trust it.
Yeah. You can only imagine one chain gets loose and just fucking just
exactly, yeah, and it's gonna keep like it's probably bumping on when you drive all the time.
Right.
Yeah, I can't do that shit.
Car sound like a real whippy
more power to them, but I cannot for the life of me.
Yeah, I feel that. Anyway, let's actually talk about some anime because I don't think many of our viewers give a fuck about our existences.
Yeah. Some small bit of news. We'll get to them really quickly. They're nothing.
By the way, check out the anime. I'm wearing anime stuff today.
Hooray!
Naruto.
We're not gonna talk about Trigun because we already talked about it last week as our last minute breaking news.
Yes, and then for sure I'm gonna, like I said, I committed to watch the OG so I can go into 2023 having seen that.
Exactly, and that's what I'm gonna be doing with Overlord.
Overlord.
Yep, I'm gonna try to watch all 3 seasons before we go back to restart summer season.
I still have Made in the Abyss that I started. I don't know if I'm gonna get to finish it with homegirl. And then I have now that I'll speak to my
You can do it. You can do it without her.
Yeah, I know I could do it without her, but I was like, we started it, but I don't know if she gives a shit. But I'm not even talking to her, so it don't even matter. But I'm not. And another thing is, I'm not speaking to my ex, and I got to finish Cautious Hero, which I fucking loved. Through 4 episodes, I loved Cautious Hero because it's so stupidly funny. Seiya is hilarious.
The point,
Seiya is hilarious, and so I definitely got.
I love the ready.
I want to get tipsy as shit. And watch huh?
Ready perfectly. Love that every time. All right. One more. Some more. Monoke Anime has their 15th anniversary, and they are gonna have a movie. I don't know if it's gonna be a recap or
it's gonna be a redo. I think I read that myself on.
Okay, so it's a movie celebrating.
Yeah, they've been doing that. I don't know if you've noticed, but Ghibli's been doing that. They've been re-releasing their movies on anniversaries.
Well, this isn't Princess Mononoke.
I just said Mononoke.
It's just Mononoke. It's not Princess Mononoke. It's not a Ghibli film.
I thought
it's an actual show.
I thought it was Princess Mononoke.
No. I would have said Princess Mononoke. No, this is an actual R-rated show.
Ooh.
Historical, mythology, psychological. Has an 8.43. It's ranked 145. And popularity. I don't think. I haven't seen this one. It's on Crunchyroll.
Does it have Oppai?
I don't know. Maybe. No, I'm not gonna look up videos right now.
I don't have to host myself. Look at all the Oppai I want.
Yeah. It came out 2007. Okay. But again, congrats to them on their 15th anniversary, and good luck on their movie. All right, adaptations. My Home Hero gets a TV anime adaptation. Tetsuo Tosu, an ordinary salesman, discovers his daughter, Reika, has been physically abused by her boyfriend, Matori Nobuto. Trying to learn more about him, Tetsuo uncovers Matori's scheme to extort money from Reika's wealthy grandparents and finds out that he is a member of a crime syndicate with a history of murdering his former girlfriends. Filled with rage and fear at the thought of Reika being in danger, Tetsuo ends up killing Nobuto, and with the help of his wife, Kassen, successfully disposes of the body. Now, as the members of the syndicate begin to question Nobuto's sudden disappearance, Tetsuo and Kasen must work together to ensure the safety of their daughter and prevent her from getting involved in the predicament any further.
You know, I read this, but it didn't go into description. It just said this guy now joins a syndicate, a crime syndicate, after a series of horrible events go wrong. That was literally
and now we know what is up.
That seems interesting. I would be down to watch that.
We have no release date yet.
Well, when it happens, I'll be down.
Alrighty, sounds good.
DTW, down to watch.
DTW. The Ice Guy and his cool female colleague is also getting a TV anime.
The Ice Guy, Mr. Freeze.
No. It's not Arnold Schwarzenegger making ice puns.
You know, everyone talks shit about that Batman, but it's the very first Batman I ever a Batman movie I ever watched. Very first Batman I ever watched.
My first one was Batman Mask of Phantasm.
I always tell people my favorite Batman of all time is Adam West Batman. It's so corny. It's so good.
Yeah, it's just fucking stupid.
Batman. Hold for the jokey, Batman.
There's a dog. Quick, Robin, pet it.
I love it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Batman's tied to a mattress. Nothing dangerous, just a mattress.
And Joker has a knife. No, it's a dildo. Quick, Robin, suck it. I really want somebody to bless me with fucking Adam West Batman on Blu-ray.
Yep.
I'll never watch it.
I think we'll get it eventually.
I can't wait.
All right, but yeah, this one is a comedy, romance, slice of life, and supernatural.
There's a comedy next year that I gotta talk. I don't know if you're aware of it, but when we get to that in a couple weeks, I want to tell you about it so you watch it.
All right, sounds good. Uzaki-chan is official for fall 2022.
You should have that was a perfect segue. Like, speaking of comedy, Uzaki-chan.
Yeah, speaking of, yes.
Bro, one of the best comedies of all
as of today.
Yeah, dude. That's what's up.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I love the first season.
Me fucking too.
Alrighty, and now a manga, Land of Gold, Land of Water, is getting a movie in 2023 in Japan.
Cool.
That's really it for the news.
All right,
and now it's time for reviews.
Time for your reviews, because my reviews are always short as shit. I'm counting down.
You're counting down.
I'm counting down. We're at 12, 56, 57, 58, 59, and go at 13 minutes. We'll see how long this takes.
Alrighty. Let's go with Tsubaki the first time.
Okay.
Alrighty. This one is more about men.
Of course.
Because what you call it? Girl, but not like that. Let me get to that. This is actually kind of funny.
Oh, let's get to the chimpo. Okay.
This is probably one of the funnier episodes. Mm-hmm. So you see Tsubaki like having shown weakness here.
Mm-hmm.
What you call it? One of the ninja. No, not that.
Oh, okay.
Rindo, she was talking about attractiveness,
mm-hmm.
and Tsubaki never heard that word. Like, what's attractive? It's like something that men call women.
Mm-hmm.
And so Tsubaki asked her how to be attractive.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rindo's like, you're just more naturally cute. And Sazanka and Sago, they overheard her talk about attractiveness. Like, what's this about? What's this about men? So they think it's a ploy to trick men to get them closer to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
So Sazanka and Sago, they do the attractiveness or quote-unquote seductiveness. They do that well. And then and they're laughing it off like it's a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And when Tsubaki does it, she fucking fails. This naturally attractive ninja and all this, like perfect in every way. She just sucks at this, and they all laugh at her. And it was to the point where she's trying too hard to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And then what you call it? The lower students, they all do this for like with each other, like hang out there again. It's just one giant joke to them. And then Tsubaki tells them to knock it off. Sazaka's like, oh, just because you suck at it doesn't mean you can't tell us what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So she tries one more time, and then she failed again. She gets flustered. She runs to the forest, getting upset. And you see someone talking to her, and then Tsubaki goes back. And she does this perfectly this time. Like, she hugs one of them, whispers something in their ear, blows on it, and that girl goes weak on the knees. Done. And it's like, okay, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't do this. Okay, let's stop right here. And it turns out it wasn't Tsubaki, it was the sensei. So like, okay, like, it's like, I'm gonna assume that, and she went to Tsubaki, like, I'm gonna assume this is your fault, right? It's like, yeah. And you tried, right? Yeah, like, I got it. Now they can stop.
Nah.
And then Tsubaki, like, when she was talking, now she felt, she was like, how did she do that?
Nah.
And so that was it for that episode. Then we get to the after credit. Mokuren, the medic one, and Benisu, they were both talking about it. Mokuren felt, I'm not gonna partake. It's stupid. And then Benny doesn't care about it. She goes to her training. But Tsubaki walks into the room. She sees Mokuren doing a cute little pose and all that. Like, leaned over, like, leaned over, like,
oh.
It's like, oh, you didn't see anything? It's like, nope, I didn't see shit. And that was it for that one. I think it's one
mating call.
Yeah, again, this was one of the more funnier ones, so I'm okay with it. Moving on. All righty. Summertime. Let's go into it. Story time again.
Full retard with it. All right.
All righty. Ushio explains why she the shadow one, why she stays in her swimsuit. When she scanned the original Ushio to take her body. For the swimsuit, it's more of her battle armor. Because basically she wore normal clothes, it means no armor, and when they stab the shadow, she dies quicker.
But because she's wearing a swimsuit, she gets
it's kind of like her armor.
Okay.
Because that was the form she took from the original one. Like that's her like battle ready thing. So let's go. Shunpei, so Ushio, they're talking about going to the abandoned building that was basically So was talking about it till the dad caught him and like, you can't go down there type of thing. And then they get down there and then they start investigating. They found like this big crack in the wall and it's locked. There's a key. And then now the shadow Ushio, now that she has her memory, she can activate her powers again. So she can like go through like creases and stuff like that. She could like blend in with people. And so eventually she got the key. She was able to replicate the key that was in the statue of this armless like goddess statue.
Did she go to Home Depot and just
No. There's no Home Depot in this island.
I was gonna say, is there not Home Depot in Japan? There should be, right?
Well, they're like in this small island where they say "yer" and "y'all" and all that shit.
Oh, so they're in Okinawa. Okay.
Yes. Basically.
Ernie would know.
But as soon as they go down there, it's like a basement. So they go down there, and then Ushio finally senses shadows. So and then when they get there, it's just this deformed baby, like giant baby.
Oh, giant! What the fuck?
Yeah, and like the top of its head, like from here, is missing. So it's creepy as fuck. And then what you call it? Shinpei, he freaks out about it, like trying to get a good shot with because he has a nail gun with him. And then he tries shooting at it.
Isn't the nail gun on like the poster? I saw a screenshot of Shinpei with a nail gun somewhere.
One of the friends has it. The short brown hair one. He's holding it. In the poster.
In the poster. Oh, okay. I thought that was Shinpei. Okay, my bad.
No, Shinpei's the black hair with the two different color eyes.
Okay.
Yeah. So he starts shooting it. It misses. And then the shadow baby starts going around and starts to go attack So. After I hit it with the baseball bat, does nothing. So gets pinned down. Eventually, Shinpei, he controls his nerves and all that, shoots it, and then Ushio helps kill it. And then that shadow's done, but Ushio says there's still another shadow here, the one I sensed earlier. Like, that wasn't it. So Shinpei tells him to get behind him because basically he doesn't want Ushio to die. Because he doesn't know what's gonna happen. Because if he dies, he could just go back. But he doesn't want anything to happen to her because if like that, he might not see her again. So yeah, he's taking charge. And then So asks, like, hey, he has a nail gun, right? Like, can't you make one? Because with the shadow, she can replicate stuff, but she cannot do to machinery. Like she can make the copy, but it won't work. Like, it won't shoot or anything. Like, you had to get rid of the original one. So you're stuck with one regardless. And then they found a hidden room again, and then there's more of those top headless babies.
What the fuck?
They start swarming around them, and then cliffhanger. Like, okay, fuck you.
Did they talk like babies too? Like
they weren't talking. They were just crying.
Oh man, that's
like this creepy cry.
That's nuts.
Yeah, that was nuts. So I was like, fuck, and that was where we ended. All right, fuck you.
Fucking churrin.
All right, now we'll get to my finales. Diamond, Recipe for Happiness. We're gonna get to it.
Okay.
All right, it's Ichika's birthday. Nagamu is redeeming the birthday pass she gave him to spend the day with her. So they go to this amusement park. Because last time he tried to invite her to amusement park, she said, fuck you. You're not my dad. That type of thing. Like like a tsundere kid, not the romantic type. That's the one that's kind of like a brat.
Like a tiger.
Again, but without the romance and beating the shit out of you.
Right.
Like it's more the one that's afraid to open up type tsundere, while being mean to you.
Yeah.
But slowly opens up to you.
In more ways.
But before that though, with Nagamu, like his dad is like finally showing him like the ropes of how to like take charge of the bakery that they run. Like because again, he's usually a klutz. Like he either trips, he always does something wrong, and he doesn't take it seriously. But there's a small glance of him actually taking it seriously, like working late night. His dad showing him the ropes. So that was cool, and Izuka finally sees that because before, like the whole New Year thing, she wanted him to be a little more serious about the job, and there you go. Anyway, now we fast forward. Now they're at the amusement park. Yeah, they're all there. They're having fun. Nagamu is trying to start conversations of what she likes and all that. And that part doesn't really go well per se. So they do their rides. They have fun. And then for a split second, when there were a crowd of people, Itsuka was helping a child that was missing, like a lost child that lost his mom. And when she turned around, Nagamu wasn't there. So she was getting flashbacks of her dad abandoning her.
Where are you going, Daddy? Liquor store.
Like that, like that type of thing. But again, yeah, he was like right by the corner and all that on his phone talking to a friend. So she actually charges at him, like holds his hand, like that type of thing. So like, it's like, she's actually slowly opening it up. That's good. Then they go home. They celebrate her birthday, like with her and Nagamu's family. And then you see the dad, but he's not there. He's just wandering the streets still. Credit. So basically, the finale is not the father seeing his daughter. And then there's an after credit with Itsuka sitting outside looking up in the sky. Nagamu comes out, he checks up on her, asks if she had fun and all that, and he says, "Don't worry, you'll see your dad soon." And then she's like, "Oh, you knew that that he knew that something was on her mind," that type of thing. Again, this was a cozy anime again, kind of like Soul Loop. I actually like this one better than Soul Loop because I felt there was a little more in depth. Like again, like the girl trying to find her father and all that. Like there was a little bit more going on, but it's like a 3.5.
Gotta pick one. I mean that's 3.25 if you're gonna go between 3 and 3.5.
Yeah, I kind of milled that because I don't know if it's like over, then yeah, it's a free. But if it's gonna be a season 2, 3.5, because again, Itsuka didn't see her dad yet.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like as they're leaving it open, that means they're confident there's gonna be another season. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to do something like that fucked up to the viewers.
Right.
Like, you want to find out she meets her dad? Read the manga, you bitches.
For real, right? Stay tuned. I'm just kidding. It's not gonna.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm in the middle.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it for what it was. When you expect, like, if you expect this type of like cozy slice of life, then it's easy to enjoy. Unlike Leonard Lee did, where you thought to be like a fantasy isekai thing, but it turns out it's just a fantasy cozy slice of life. It's a letdown. So yeah, so I came in there with that expectation, and I was able to enjoy it a little more because of it.
Sure.
Right. Moving on, Aharen-san. I wish you kept going. Because the more it continued, it was not like Komi at all.
I would have liked it more than Komi.
No, like because you said it was Komi light. I got zero Komi vibes.
It's just the way that she acted. It definitely made me seem like Komi, and then her fucking friend being over the top reminded me of Yamai, and I was
but
like,
again, she toned down after you dropped it.
Yeah, I know.
So I actually wish you actually gave it another chance. But we're gonna move on from where we're gonna talk about. Mitsuki, the friend, she challenges Raido to a duel. Because she talked to Ahara, asked how'd it go, and she said it didn't, despite her kissing him. So I thought they were dating. Turns out they weren't. Yeah, like when after the whole thing, because you didn't hear what they said, and she randomly kissed him, and then she got closer to him, but it turns out they weren't dating.
So she's a floozy. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so once Mitsuki heard that, that's when she challenged Raido to this duel of this random board game. I forgot what it's called. Reversey? What's it called?
Reversey?
Or reverse something. What's it called?
Reverse these nuts. I don't know.
That doesn't I can't explain it. And they played it later, like early in the show.
Oh, the card game?
No, it's kind of like checkers, but not really.
Shogi.
Start with an R. Like the one side's white, the other side's black. They flipped the one piece.
I'm just thinking shogi.
It is reversey. Okay.
Reversey.
It is reversey.
Not shogi, reversey.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, we're gonna move on. What'd you call it? Mitsuki talks about how she never loses in the game, and she says, "If I win, you leave Aharen alone." And then Raido's like, "Well, I can't lose then, huh?" As more of as I come along, Aharen's not there, so she doesn't know what's going on. And I get a little flashback of why Mitsuki really cares about Aharen, because Aharen was the only one that was nice to her when they were younger. Like, gave her that confidence, thinking she's cute and all that. Like, she felt close to someone that she hasn't with others.
I was testing my mic real quick. The button. I was like, "Do you hear me?" And you didn't answer, so I was like, "Oh, it works. All right, cool." Anyway,
yeah, and then Mitsuki said, "Asked Raido, like, all right, what actually happened over there?"
Right.
And then, well, he didn't say anything really about it. Just Raido talked about how he said, "I like Aharen-san," and Aharen was right there behind Mitsuki, and she heard that.
Oh.
And he's like, "Oh shit, hi."
It's a cool way to play it off, right?
Yeah. And then Aharen explained, "Yeah, I think you misheard me." And then we go back to what happened during when they were like out at night. Aharen was trying to talk, but
that would annoy me.
She got way too nervous.
That would annoy me.
So she didn't really confess her feelings.
Okay.
And then Raido actually said he liked her. And then that led to her kissing him. And she thought she was being too forward. That's why she ran back into the tent crying. Like she thought she was becoming too much again.
She was clearly, just fucking. I love you. Fuck me. What?
Stop it. So yeah, that was what happened. She was trying to clear that up,
and
then Mitsuki, she looked like a fucking idiot. She apologized, and then all right, then we go forward a little bit. Aharen invites Raido over for like a little tea party type thing. And then Raido, with his imagination, he's like, "Is she gonna kill me in the night?"
Maybe,
because she has like knife. She has like a knife with her and stuff like that.
Like,
she's gonna cut me. It's like no, and she's like, "Stop overthinking." Basically, it was more of she was inviting her friends like Ishikawa, Mitsuki. What's that other girl's name? I gotta look her up.
These nuts.
Hanako, and then the two teachers, the one that gets the nosebleeds every time she ships Aharen and Raido, and the other one that helps her whenever she passes out from losing so much blood. It's like
Eleganto.
She kind of does that. It's like pure. Passes out like this is how she dies. Then basically Ahara wanted to thank everyone, like she's actually finally be able to like be more of herself ordeal. Like they didn't say go away, fuck off. And then and the teacher talked about like the next term's coming up, and then Ahara got scared, like what if we're not in the same class? Also now Ahara and Ryder are dating. While this part was going on.
Oh, they officially got together.
And then Raido was like next to her, like holding her hand, and it's like, if we're not, I'm still gonna see you every day after class. Like I'm still gonna be your friend. I'm still gonna be everything for. Like I'm still gonna be here for you regardless.
Until you start trying to get with somebody else, and then I won't.
But no, it made her happy. She loved it, and then it ended there. I thought it was cute. I enjoyed it. 3.5.
3.5. All right.
3.5 of this one. All right. I got
7 more.
Let me count. Don't make me lose count. I got 2. Shut up. Skeleton Knight. We get the big battle. The Beast Summoner, he summons the Hydra, has his giant blast of energy towards Arc and the others, but Arc has his shield up last minute, while Arc, Chiome, and Ariane, they all teleported. They teleported to safety, but the guy thinks that they're dead.
Rip.
But they're not dead. And then Chiome suggests that they retreat, but Arc says, no, not fuck that. And he's looking for Ariane because she was unconscious when all this was going on. I was like, wait, where is she? Where is she? But she's up and she's pissed. Like, oh yeah, I was being manipulated. I was knocked out. But I heard everybody said about the elves that how he killed them. The ones I was trying to save. So I'm gonna kill him.
How can you be knocked out but here?
Like she was able to listen.
How? You're knocked out. You don't know shit.
But I'm saying like she heard that when she was being possessed.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like she was like unconscious. Knocked out means unconscious. So how could you be unconscious but here?
No. Like she heard this while she was like not herself. Like, oh yeah, like they took the infant took my body, but I heard every fucking word.
Okay.
And I heard again, he killed the elf, so he has to die.
Rip.
So that's what she plans to do. Ariane and Hydra. So how does he fight the Hydra?
With tuberculosis.
Yes. He summons Ifrit. Giant beast thing. While that's going on, the other two find the beast tamer guy. And he talks about, oh yeah, he's under my control. Like, fuck you all. And it's like, oh yeah, I thought you were dead. It's like, no. And then it's like, Ariane's like, I'm here to kill you. And then Chiome, she discovers something about like his body, like his tattoos. They're signals, and with those, that's how he controls the beasts. And the fact that he's all cut up, he has no control over the beast. So he's useless now. It's like, oh, well, the Hydra is still going to be on the rampage, so fuck all of us. And then it's like, oh yeah, but Ark's got this, so they're not worried. And while it's going on, you hear the opening theme music in the background while it's all going on. Aharen burns the guy alive with her sword. Cool. Like it's covered in flames. She shoots at him. He fucking disintegrates, screaming in pain.
Ooh.
Yes, and then while it's going on, the Ifrits summon takes care of the Hydra for the most part. The Ark comes down, grabs the tail, throws him around like Mario to Bowser. Flying, gone. The day is saved. So after that, they're all going around one big happy family, and they're trying to figure out where to go next because Ark still wants to go to the Dragon Lair to remove his quote-unquote curse. And then he suggests that he goes to Chiyobe's Ninja Village. And Chiyobe freaks out because this is the first time she sees him without the helmet, seeing that he's a skeleton. And they're like, what's wrong? Like, oh, yeah, that's right. This is the first time you see him with my helmet off. And they're like, oh, don't worry, it's okay. And so like, oh, okay. And then what you call it? While that was going on, Juliana the princess was talking to the leader of the elves, and they're able to get that understanding of elves and humans coinciding type of thing. Because the humans would treat elves like slaves, trafficking, all that shit. They're products. That's why Ariane hated humans, and she doesn't believe that they can coexist, but that's kind of wrong because she met an elf that was living in a village full of humans, and they all treat each other like they were friends. So that happened, and then Ariana says she's trying to like process it, but I guess maybe he's right that humans and elves can coexist. So that was the end of their thing, and then we go to the emperor of the human area. He talks about how they got shit. Like oh yeah, the elves and humans made trees. Like what happened? Like, oh yeah, your sister did that, and he was freaked out. Like I thought I planned the assassination because he didn't want that. That's why he hired assassins to kill her in like 5 episodes ago or so. But Ark, of course, saved and revived her. So it did work, but not really. So it's like they're hinting for a season 2. I'm excited for it. This was a ton of fun. This is a 4 out of 5.
Good.
Now Tomodachi Game. I love this.
I don't know you did.
Yeah. All right. Now we go to where we left off. Yuichi goes to the abandoned warehouse where Yutori is tied up, and then they see the guys with the Manabu masks. And there's a whole group of them. They got knives. It's like, welcome to the final game, or game 4. Sorry. And it says, okay, so this is how it's gonna work. We're gonna do something to her, and if you don't want anything to happen to her, we do to you, but worse. So basically, Yuichi makes sure that Yutori doesn't get hurt. So he takes all the beatings, the ass kickings, and they ripped 4 of his fingernails.
Oh God!
Straight off, not the thumb, but the other 4. He wouldn't let them get rid of 1 fingernail on Yutori.
Say hi, cat. He's not happy.
Yeah, hi, kitty.
He's not a happy kitty right now.
He's like, don't touch me, human.
What's up, puppy?
Yeah, so all that's going on. Then Yuichi's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take this beating because once this is over, I'm gonna kill all of you. And then he's like, I propose a game. Rock, paper, scissors with the guy.
Wow.
But no, wait.
But wait, there's more.
He's like, if you win, because he's like, okay, I only have 1 thumb basically, so I can only do rock or paper. If you win, you get 100 million yen. but if I win, I cut off all your fingers. So he's like freaking out all this, and he's like, and the group with the guy, like, they're like, is he gonna back out? And he says, on top of this, if he does this and wins, I will give 1,000,000 yen to the rest of the gang, of your gang. So they're egging him on to do it. And he says, like,
no, 100 million yen is only like, I think, $1 million, like $1 million.
Yeah, and they're gonna give the other ones like 10K or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, and he said, oh, I'm gonna pick, because again, his hand is like this, like tied up, and only his thumb.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, I'm gonna pick paper, but are you going to believe me?
Mm-hmm.
So he's doing all this, like, or he's gonna pick rock. And he goes up and he actually uses scissor with his other hand. And he's like, why do you do your left hand? Like, yeah, I said I could do this with my right hand, but I didn't say I wasn't gonna use my left.
Ooh.
So now he's like, nope, not fair. No, you tricked me.
No.
He's like, kill him right now. But the people that run the Tomodachi game, they storm in. It turns out that wasn't the real game. That was the guy trying to get money while using Tomodachi Game. So the real crew is there. You see, what's their names? Hold on. You see Tsukino. You see Maria. Like, oh, the national staff is there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, get him, all that. And then, no, he ain't gonna call. Like, oh yeah, he's like, by the way, I did win, so I'm about to cut off your fingers.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, no, you can't. It wasn't real, all that. So the girls that runs the game, she pins the guy's arm down, and he looks at Yuji saying, "Go ahead." So he's like, has the knife like run around the finger. I'm gonna cut first. Which one? I'm gonna cut first.
Oh man!
But he passed out from the blood loss
of his nails.
Yep. They got too much. He passed out.
Wow.
So the guy and his gang, they all got arrested. And now Yuichi is out of the game.
Because he can't compete because he's unconscious.
Exactly. So now it's Tenji and Yutori now. No Shiho. She's nowhere to be found. The person that got blamed for everything. She's not there at all. And David said, the people said they could stop right now. But remember, your friend Shibe is in jail for being framed for the dad's murder.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a way to get him out, but you're going to be 500 million yen in debt on top of what you owe already.
Mm-hmm.
So what you call it, Tenji and Yutori, they're trying to figure out what to do, and then Yuichi slowly regains consciousness and tells them to keep going with the game. Is like, yeah, like, I don't need money. Like, you gotta help our friend.
Mm-hmm.
It's like money's not an issue anymore. Then he passes out again. He's out of the game, and the episode ends like with Game 4, like Guilt Court, and that's it.
So we don't know
I think there's gonna be a season 2 for sure.
Has to be, you think?
Yeah. I even double checked. Like, is there another episode? Like, no, that was it. Like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this was just fucking wild. I love this. So I was happy with how this came out. Yuichi is probably one of my favorites for the season. Survey says 4 out of 5.
Wow. I'm surprised you didn't give it. I don't know. I'm surprised you didn't give it a 5 out of 5.
It did start slow in the beginning. And again, the cliffhanger kind of hurt it.
Mm-hmm.
But now we know, like, yeah, they're going to keep going. I'm pretty sure it's going to get higher. They keep up the twist at the end. They keep the character development. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'll give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah, so definitely one of my favorites of the season.
Fantastico.
All right, your turn.
That took you all of 31 minutes.
All right, very good.
As Matt said, I am not caught up. So therefore, let me phrase that. I'm not caught up on 2 anime. I'm not caught up on Dawn of the Witch, from this week, which was today as we record on Thursday. And I'm not caught up on the season finale of goddamn, what is it called? Demon Lord Reborn. So I'm just gonna give you the last episodes that I saw for those, and then Boruto is Boruto. So Dawn of the Witch, basically, what the fuck happened during Dawn of the Witch?
What happened?
What happened during Dawn of the Witch? Okay. So the episode starts off with Kuro not defending, but befriending the guy. His name is Kadi. And he befriends him, and basically we find out that the church has brainwashed him and made him and all these other children from the north feel like all these witches are like these witches in the south. They cost you everything, they ruined everything. It gives you that similar vibe of like what it was like to be living with the racism between the north and the south and things like that. So you get that vibe. So Kuro takes him over to the church, Kadi to the church, and Kadi ends up having a meal from the mouse girl. I forget her name. But they have a little mouse girl. I don't think I've ever really mentioned her. I might have mentioned her a couple times this season, but she's like the assistant to the priest, to Shrimp Sama. But she's also what they call beast fallen, like Kuro. She's a mouse. And so he eats the meal. He's like, wow, this is the best meal I've ever had. And he's like, oh yeah. And after he's done with the meal, he takes off her robe. And she hates being like, revealed as a mouse, because she she's used to the reactions of humans be like, oh, disgusting. And she's like, I'm sorry, he didn't tell you. If you want to vomit your food, I completely understand. And he's like, no, it would be a waste. And then the whole time she's just like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And then at the end, Kadi is like, you don't need to apologize. I should be apologizing because I was completely wrong on how Beast Fallen really are. So that was a nice little thing. And he starts to cry in his bed, but he also mentions his stomach starts to hurt. He's like, maybe ate too much. And that'll get revisited later. And so the episode continues with Sabe. He shows his like progress that he made with his aunt, Zero Sensei, and he's able to like give this like ball of magic to Kuro and Hort, and they're able to like mess around with it and make shapes and things like that with it. So it's kind of cool. And then he asks Los Sensei, he's like, hey, I have an experiment I want to run, but I need Ludens, the staff. Do you mind if we do that? And she's like, sure, I don't mind. I appreciate you trying to like go ahead and learn your magic. And then he just abruptly goes, he's like, Sensei, I love you. Sensei, I want to be with you.
Ooh.
What? Like just out of the fucking blue. And of course, for Los Sensei, who I've mentioned before, is a lolly, 300-year-old lolly. She's like super embarrassed and shit. So whatever, they go to bed. The next morning, he wakes her up really early. And keep in mind, she's in like a leotard and a thong. Again, she's a lolly. And she wakes up. She's like, Ohayo gozaimasu, Los Sensei. I brought you bread, brought you pan. And she's like, oh my God. She like jumps up, does this like nimble like thing. And like she spreads her legs a little bit like on the chair as she lands. And then he's like, well, that's quite a way to, wake up in the morning. And she's like, you don't just sneak in somebody's room and wake them up. She's like, I brought bread. But anyway, so he serves her breakfast, and then she's like, oh, you're really like eager to do this experiment. And he's like, yeah, I'm really eager to do the experiment. And so he gets Ludens, and what he does, he's like, I have a magic potion, and the magic potion basically is to give magical energy to people who need it, so that way he doesn't have to touch the person who he's helping, because again, he's scared that he's going to overdose them with magic and they'll die. This time they have like a potion,
right?
And so he gives it to Ludens. Ludens is super duper happy that he got like magic. And then so Los like talks to Ludens or feels out Ludens or something. And she's like, yeah, you gave him 2 complete mages worth of magic. So Ludens is happy. And he's like, really? I thought I held up. I didn't want to give him that much magic. Oh man. And then he's like, I'm gonna come back with multiple samples of magic. And he goes away. Right. And so the story then focuses on Tyrant Kun, and Tyrant Kun, we see his life as like getting abused by his dad, and then he gets picked up by the church, and then becomes a vicious murderer. Like it just goes into his dark past as he's with these children, and the children and Hort and the teacher, the sensei, are all going to the river to fish using the traps that he helped them make. And so, okay, excuse me, sir, I was kind of rude.
I'm just yawning back.
Anyway, so they're over there with the fish, everything's going well, and then they're like, hey Kadi, because Kadi was with him too. He's like, hey Kadi, why don't you join us? And Kadi is fucked up like badly. He's like he looks like he's gonna throw up, but instead, fucking his belly explodes, and out comes another one of those. I think it was like Nightmare of the Past or some. I forget the name of it, but it's like basically some like possessive thing that's inside of him. Because again, as we mentioned, they found him in the forest, all stung up by bees. And so also when Sabe and the gang fought that like destructive power of evil or whatever the fuck it's called, it spread its spores basically, and it infected Kadi. And so Kadi is now dead because this fucking thing that looks like a fucking Venus flytrap meets some demented fucking spider thing fucking explodes out of him. And so Hort and Tyrant do their best to try and stop it. Tyrant gets fucked up. He loses an arm, a leg. He gets his shit stabbed through. Like he's going to die. And Kuro shows up. Kuro heals him. And they try to contain it. Nothing's working. And Hort's like, you got to fucking kill it. And Hort felt sad because of the fact that he's like, oh, you know, she's like, she promised the guy who had died, like, I wouldn't kill you. But she's like, what's called? Kuro's like, listen, you got to do it and we'll do it together. All good. So they do like whatever magical spell Flagus is called. And it's like a white fire. And so they call Flagus, white fire, burns the fucking thing to a crisp. And then as it begins to disintegrate, it becomes these little tiny fucking spiders. And they're like, well, we're dead. Fuck. And so as they're trying to run away with Tyrant, who can't move due to blood loss after they healed him, Tyrant pushes them down. He's like, get down. And then you see Lost Sensei, and she looks different. But Lost Sensei comes up with Ludens. Ludens eats all of the fucking bugs and the ground they were on. Just eats the shit. Boy. And fucking Lost looks gangster. She does look pretty gangster in that fucking in that scene when she calls in Ludens. And that's where that episode ends. And today's episode dropped, and I haven't gotten to it yet.
Right.
Next one we'll get into is the penultimate of Demon Lord Reborn. That was pretty decent. Basically the episode starts off with them in like some power conference, and like some of the leadership is upset that Ard and his little harem are there, but they're like, oh, you know, you got to recognize his power. Excuse me, you got to recognize the power. You know, you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
And so what's it called? So they end up having the meeting. They're like, listen, the next battle we have is going to be the deciding battle. We have to defeat the Demon Lord. And so as what's it called? As Ard is in his room just chilling, the Demon Lord appears before Ard, and they have a conversation. And Ard is like, just, you know, who are you? And he gives like some like long name of who he's been known as. But the Demon Lord is like, I'm you, Ard. And he takes off his helmet, and it's Ard from the future. Right. In like some other fucking timeline. And it was like, whoa, what the fuck? And so we find out basically as they have this conversation with Ard in the future and them, that Ard from the future came back because he wants to save what is her name?
What is her name?
What is her name? God damn it.
How did it burn?
Lydia. Lydia is her name.
Okay.
He wants to save Lydia. He wants to save Lydia, and again he feels immense regret over letting her die. And so he's like, don't you want to save Lydia? And he's like, yeah, I do, but you know, whatever. And so before I get to where I was going to get to, he also said that he also was sent to this world by like the childlike creature that called himself God. And he's like, I was given a different mission than you, though. He's like, what mission were you given? And he's like, I was told to destroy the world. And he's like, how is destroying the world like gonna save Lydia? And he's like, I'll save Lydia and then destroy the world. And so he's like, you should join me and make up for your sins and save Lydia, and we'll all die together. And he's like, and he almost does it, but he hesitates. And the future Ard is like, I'm gonna give you 3 days. Meet me at some like location, in like some destroyed location, like think the world's end or some shit like that. I don't know. And so he's like, okay. And so he does. And the rest of the episode, he frets and he's thinking about it. He doesn't know what to do. He's like, it's not right, but I do love Lydia, you know, in like a best friend way, whatever the case is. Yeah. Right. And so Lydia sees him and is like, Ard, what are you doing today? And he's like, you're hanging out with me. That's what you're doing today. And so they go around, they have some fun. But Ard is still like contemplative. And so Lydia says some shit and they get into like a fist fight and they start beating the shit out of each other.
Fist fight, they're doing fisticuffs.
They're fisticuffing in the middle of the market. Right. Yes, but they're having a good time at the end. And so Lydia's like, you can use fly magic, right? And Ard's like, of course. And she's like, come with me. And they fly to like this desolate location, and it's the ruins of like some like place. And Ard is like, where are we at? And Lydia's like, we're at a village that was once a strategic point in this war that we're fighting. We needed this strategic point bad, and we tried to do our best to like take it peacefully, but it didn't work. So I slaughtered the entire village. Men, women, children. She slaughtered the entire village. And as she says this, ghosts come up from everywhere and was like, you killed us. Why did you kill us? You know, all the various things. Like, I was pregnant. Like, I'm a grandmother. Like, all these like really horrible like realities. And Lydia basically is haunted by her past. And so she basically tells Ard, like, listen, like, I'm a warrior. I want to keep fighting as a champion, and I want to die in a way that's befitting for the sins that I've committed. And then she, without Ard ever telling her like what he's thinking about, she looks at Ard and is like, don't change the way I die. And that was like pretty cool. And so the final battle begins to happen. Everybody's there. They're like, where's Ard? And Lydia's like, he must be taking care of what he needs to take care of. It's all good. We can do it without him. And so a couple of them are pissed off, but they're like, where's Ard? Where's Ard? Meanwhile, Ard is in his meeting with the Demon Lord, and the Demon Lord will have come with a decision. And he goes, yeah, I'm not going to save Lydia. And he's like, oh, how did you come to that decision? And he's like, oh, he's like, I talked to her. She doesn't want to die. You know, she wants to go out her way as a champion. And he's like, is that really what she thinks? And he's like, you know, whatever. And so, and I forgot to mention another reason why he hesitated before joining him in that previous meeting earlier was that he also thought about Ginny and Irina. And he's like, I don't want to leave them. I have purpose now versus, you know, just Lydia. I have a purpose. They believe in me. I want to be with them, whatever the case is. And the Demon Lord future Ard, saying that, you know, I was like you, I had a lot of things happen at once, and then it all got taken away from me. And he doesn't go into it much, so clearly something happened to him, obviously, and he's also got a scar in his face. But anyway, I digressed. We go back now to toward the end of the episode. They have the conversation. He says no. They begin the fight. Future Ard and regular Ard. They begin the fight, and they're each other, so nobody can beat anybody. He's like, I knew this wasn't going to be settled. And then Future Ard's like, yep, I knew this wasn't going to be settled because you are me and I'm you. So I have a provision, like something else. And he's like, what do you mean? And he's like, oh, something. And he has like this cocky grin. And then Ard realizes he's talking about the battle, like what's happening at the battlefield. And then it goes to credits. So
dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. Yeah. So the cliffhanger is that something happened to somebody on the battlefield. So there's that. And then the final one is Boruto.
Right.
I'm wearing Naruto. I just happen to wear Naruto, even though I'm going to talk about Boruto. But he uses Talk no Jitsu and succeeds.
Oh, because last time
Boruto
he
finally learned
Talk no Jitsu. He got a second chance?
He finally learned Talk no Jitsu. Yeah, so basically, Sarada and Mitsuki are like, don't kill yourself. Don't give up your life. Like, you know, whatever. And he's like, no, I have to do this. This is what we're going to do it. This is how we're going to do it. And so he takes off his mask. The Funato begin to kick the ever-living dog shit out of him. Like, they fucking beat the fuck out of him. And after he goes unconscious, Boruto and Mitsuki are like, you know, hey, like, you know, get like, are you okay? Whatever. And then Boruto eventually regains consciousness, and he's like, I'm good. This has to be done. Gets his ass kicked some more. And then what's his face? Ikada was like, oh, rejoice. I've given you a beautiful platform for you to die on. And basically it's the plank. Because they're on a ship in the ocean. So he gave him the plank. And so he's like, I'm not going to be the one to kill you, though. The little kid is the one who tried to kill him earlier in the season, and who was the son of Funamushi. He's like, he'll be the one to kill you. And so he goes over to the kid, but the kid begins to struggle. He's like, you know, like he just, I don't know. And he's like, it's okay. I just wanted to tell you I'm sorry. And that, you know, he's like, you don't need to get blood on your hands. I'll help you out. And he fucking just jumps off into the water. And they're like, oh my God, rejoice. And all the Funato are very happy. Sarada and Mitsuki are fucking crushed. And then Ikada was like, hey, aren't you upset? And they're like, of course we're upset. Like, we're devastated. And they're like, and he goes, come, I won't do anything.
Come.
Yeah, come. He's like, take your revenge on me. I won't touch you. And so fucking Mitsuki flares up his fucking his sage mode, and then he stops himself. Sarada flashes her Sharingan. And you know something, they missed an opportunity because let me phrase that. They kind of missed an opportunity because with Boruto's like fake death, they could have really like given her another Tomo because she's feeling heartache, and she goes on to describe it later at like a little bit after she flashes her two Tomo Sharingan. She's like, "Oh, my heart is heavy, like my chest is so tight. Yeah, Boruto and I aren't related by blood, but he's a brother with me. I've been with him ever since like we were little children, and I love him, but like in a brotherly way." And she's like, "Of course I feel upset." And then she's like, "Oh, take advantage of come kill me, whatever." And so she flashes the Sharingan, looks at it, looks at her kunai, throws the kunai. Mitsuki throws down the kunai, and then like Ikada is shocked, and Sarada's like, "We want to, kill you," but that was like then all of Boruto's wishes would be for nothing. And at the end of the day, this is how you stop the vicious cycle of hate and revenge. And this somehow moves Ikada. And Ikada decides, fuck it, I'm gonna jump in and save Boruto. So with his beautiful sea dragon fucking powers, he goes in just like the premonition that Boruto had at the beginning of the arc, where he got saved by Ikada, and he saves him with the webbed hands. And then, except this time, it comes out from the ocean, him and Ikada on a beautiful water sea dragon, and fucking like the cloud, it goes up so high, the clouds, again, they're in like some of the stormy like area, the clouds open up, and heaven, you see, like not heaven, but like you see like a beautiful clear sky, and it's a really beautiful image, like when you really see it. And so Arumi, who is Ikada's father, is pissed off, like, "You disappointed me. Like, if you're not gonna do the deed, I'm gonna do the deed. Get the shocker cannon ready." And so the shocker cannon is about to be pushed. He's like, "I'm gonna push the button." But then basically Ikada's like, "Yo, the war is over. Like, like technically he gave his life up, and like that's fine. I'm calling it off. Like, we're good." And a few of the Funado are pissed off. Like, they go into like a thing toward the end of the episode where the Funado are pissed off, but they end up having like this, come to Jesus moment, and they stopped. So he managed to affect them too. But Arumi was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do it myself." And he goes to push the button, and then fucking Kawaki comes in and was like, "Yo, you're an idiot. The war is over." And he's like, you don't know shit, do you?" And he fucking slices his fucking neck. That was cool. And just shing, and he drops dead. Shing, with his fucking little like blade hand. Shing, drops dead. War's over. And then the episode ends with
war is over.
The war is over. Yeah. And then the whole time, like, there's like shots of the Mizukage talking with his council, and Mizukage is like, "Oh, Boruto's foolish. He's naive. Why did he think talking is going to do anything?" And at the end, when Talk no Jitsu won, he's like, "I was foolish to think that Boruto was naive. Like, I'm still got much to learn."
He wasn't. He wasn't a fool.
Yeah, well, according to the fucking anime, he's like, "I'm a fool for thinking Boruto couldn't do this." And so the episode ends with him and Ikada having a nice, simple conversation as friends on a pier somewhere. Yes. But either way, Boruto learned Talk no Jitsu.
All right, and that took you
about 15 minutes.
25 minutes.
It wasn't 25, was it?
It was still, yeah, it was like what, 44 when
you finished, and I started at like 45, so about 18 minutes.
Okay, so 20, we'll say 20 minutes.
All right.
We got 10 shows to talk about.
Jesus Christ!
So let's get through some of them quickly.
We were starting at an hour and 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
Couple of Cuckoos.
Fucking
go Nagi! He got a date.
Dato.
But someone is not happy.
Someone as in his sister.
Yep, the no chromo Osachi.
No chromo.
Yep. That's just a ship. It's no chromo. It's okay.
No chromo. We're not related.
They're not. By blood.
You know what made me laugh too is that like this whole time they've lived in the same place, and they said they were only separated by a sheet, which means anytime that they were, going through adulthood or teenagehood.
Yeah. So basically, if the mother, father, and the sheets weren't there, he would have gotten his own personal alarm clock, if you know what I mean.
Hey, yo.
Anyway, Sachi was, being nosy and looked over his phone when it popped a notification.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, like, who is this?
You're completely skipping the fact that she got out the shower, she bumped into something, and her towel fell right off in front of her brother, and she's like, "Oh my god, I'm naked in front of my Oni-chan."
And he's like, "Oh, he's passed out, motherfucker! Why are you passed out?"
Right? Doom doom. Phone goes off. She looks at the phone because she's a nosy girl,
and she unlocks it to read the message.
And she's like, "Are you into dates?"
And she's like,
Wait, gotta do like you
and
gotta
then
do
she
the
got.
one cheek.
I ain't doing that anime pattern. She's like, and then she goes to Erica like, my fucking Onich has a hussy. And who's this whore? And then Erica's like, oh, I know who she is.
Right? They're like, oh, he likes her. Like, it's cool. We're not gonna really get married.
It's like, not like I'm gonna marry him, but that after the thing on the beach with her and Nagi. But Sachi doesn't need to know that.
Right.
Yeah, all that's going on, and then Nagi's wearing this ugly shirt.
Hey, he thinks he's stylish. He thinks
he thinks he is. It's just she's just not.
It's 1980s Miami, bro. What do you mean?
Did he have a line of coke before he went to the date?
It's Miami Vice, bro.
Oh,
he took a Viagra. Just
so he was listening to the GTA Vice City soundtrack on the way.
And I run the streets all night and day.
Alrighty. Anyway, Nagi's there. Here comes Hiro. And of course, they show her curves on both areas.
And at first he's like, oh, we're gonna go fucking do stamps. I'm so sick of stamps. Doesn't she know the world is like beyond stamps?
Yes.
And apparently she does.
But yeah, nope. She's wearing this cute outfit, and then they do the curve thing because what's a harm without it.
And
then
she has a funny shaped head. That's an observation. She has a funny shaped head, or could we just be her hairstyle?
I think it's the face.
Yes, it's not like a normal face. Yeah. Like Sachi is very small and cute. Erica's very mature and peppy, very bright.
Yeah,
and then
I don't
Hiro's face is I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if it's their school outfits, but their body up they all look like a square rectangular shape. If you see in the OP.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, they look like
Erica's the best defined out of the three.
Yeah,
for sure.
But whoever the better character is, we'll find out as this continues. It'll probably be Hiro, and then she'll get rejected again.
And
then, but yeah, what was their date even?
An amusement park.
Yeah. And let's fuck what Nagi wants to do. What does Hiro want to do?
Hiro wants to go on every fucking thrill ride.
Dr.
Doom, the roller coaster,
teacup
ride.
Did they do bumper cars?
No,
they did.
It was Dr. Doom ride.
Yeah.
It was the roller coaster, and then it was the spinny wheel cups. No, not cups.
I thought there was one more.
Oh no, it was teacups.
I said teacups.
Yeah, teacups. Dr. Doom, the roller coaster, and then the spinny ride where you go up in the air and it goes and it spins you.
Oh, the free fall.
No, the free fall is Dr. Doom.
Okay.
Because I live in Florida, so Universal. Dr. Doom is the one where you free fall. Yeah.
Right.
So it's the one, like I said, the one they lift you up and then it's a carnival ride where you go around. Wee. For anybody who's listening and not watching us on live.
Talk about the merry-go-round.
No, not a merry-go-round, dude. It's like a swing. It's it picks you up and it's like a
swing. Those swings. Okay, yeah. I never rode those. So
yeah, and it goes really fast. That's the fourth ride they went on.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's right.
Yes.
And then you see Nagi looks so defeated and all this.
No, he looks pale as shit. I was nervous because I hate vomit. I was expecting a vomit scene, and it would make perfect sense given.
Yeah, we didn't get that till the second half.
There was no vomit scene throughout the episode, but I was nervous
when he got seasick.
Oh yeah. I'm glad that they fucking
they did sparkly. They
do sparkly fucking unicorn rainbows.
I was like, well, why can't I vomit this shit? What the fuck, man?
For real, it's oh, I'm gonna throw up. Happy Pride.
What the hell? I'm in the community. I don't get that vomit. I just get my fucking intestines being burned.
Fucking chunks.
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
It's I get sparkles. I get pieces of last night's dinner and the.
It's I get my life out of it.
Yeah, for real, right?
But yeah, and then they do a different ride. They do the mirror maze.
That's not a ride, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's something that he picked. He picked.
Yeah, they're like, and
Like,
she's
all
like,
right, here's your
well,
one.
man, Nagi-kun, I didn't know that you couldn't do fucking manly rides. Let's do something you want to do.
It
And
does this, and yeah,
he's
he's
like, it's not
trying to,
that I don't. It's not that I can't do them. I just don't like them, but I can
yeah,
do them.
but he does it. But he does it for her.
But he does it for her.
Yeah, but yeah, they do the mirror maze. He can't find her in this maze. He falls on the reflection, and he kisses it.
He kisses the reflection.
And yeah, and
he prostrates himself. Starts like, oh my god, I'm sorry. I know I'm not trying to do quick.
And she sees it.
And she's like right behind him, and she's like, "You're funny."
And she's blushing too, like she actually did get kissed.
Yeah, she got a little thumb, and she's like, "You're really cute when you're like that."
Yeah, and then what do they do again? They do her rides
over and over and over and over.
Like, and then she's like, again. He's like, argh!
And he looks like shit by the end. Yeah,
and then
he looks horrible.
Eventually, the date ends, but while that's going on, Erica and Sachi, they're doing their own hangout with blackjack and hookers. No, they're at the betting
with that line of coke that Nagi left.
Yes, Sachi took the last line. Is like, let's go do some baseball.
And you're forgetting also that freaking what's it called at the beginning of that, and then Nagi sees it at the end of it, and they're like, "Oh, like Eric," or she's like, "Sachi, what are you doing?" Curse.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that after the baseball.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, and then what you call it? Nagi replays the day. He's like, "Wait, she just called me cute. That's it. That's all I'm worth."
Yeah, right.
Not hot, sexy, any of that.
It's the shirt, bro.
It was, yeah. I think she said that too before.
She's like, "I like your outfit. It's weird."
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
And now we get to the second part, which is probably my favorite part of the episode. We get Yohei, the father. They're going fishing.
First off, he wakes them up at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, and again, Nagi's dead tired from the amusement park.
Yep.
Like, we're going fishing.
And the girls are super excited.
Yeah, it's their first time because she only brings Nagi.
And meanwhile, Nagi's in a corner throwing up unicorn piss.
He's seasick, and Nagi talks about how much he doesn't like coming here. Like he wants to like stop inviting me.
Yeah, he's like, I want to go home.
Because obviously the girls want to go.
And then so he's like, oh, what about like why don't we have a competition? Let's catch some fish. Winner who catches the biggest fish gets 1,000 yen. 1,000 yen, which is $10 for those who don't know conversion.
And that's all he has.
1,000 yen. And the girls are like, oh, and Nagi's like to Erica, like, why do you she's like, oh my god, those bills are so rare. And they're like, wow, you really are like a rich fucking snob, aren't you? God damn.
Yeah, it's like a quarter to her.
It was like a quarter. And so the girls are catching decent sized fish, and Nagi, as he's like trying to recover from his seasickness, remembers the very first time that he went fishing, and it sucked. He hated it, and he's like, I don't ever want to do this. And his father's like, he's like, the day you catch a bigger fish than me is the day that you don't have to come fishing with me anymore. And so Nagi fucking becomes rejuvenated. He becomes cool man Han. He becomes cool man Angelo Parker. I'll tell you what. With his fishing gear, and he catches a fish, and the fish is massive, right? It's pulling on the rod,
and it's like
it's a guppy. Too. It's a fucking guppy. He caught a fucking mini, mini grouper or some shit like that. It was tiny as fuck.
Yeah, of course Yohei won, and then we got a nice Momu, Yohei and Nagi.
You're also forgetting that he's like, I'm so glad I won because I'm jobless and I need the money anyway.
Yeah, that's all I got.
That's all I got.
But he's like, you had your troubles, right? Yeah, and you forgot about him when you got here, right? I was like, yeah, I did actually. He's like, you had a good time. He's like, let's do this again, and he actually said, yeah.
It was,
and then we got that, and
his father also acknowledged. He's like, you've changed a lot. He's like, it's only been a month. He's like, you've grown up.
Yeah, it's like respect.
I was definitely expecting him to fucking like come up with like a fucking sex joke, like, oh, you've grown up because you fucking gave it to Erica, didn't you?
And he's like, you got 2 girls at the house, even though you wanted your sister, but
by definition.
But no, this was a good. I liked this episode.
It was a good episode. I agree. This is one of the better episodes they've had this season for sure.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this one a lot.
For sure.
Yeah, probably one of the better horror rom-coms we had in a bit.
Yeah, I would say so. When you think of the harm, you think of World's End
Like
Harm. You think of fucking
and Rent a Girlfriend.
Rent a Girlfriend. You think of the what's it called? The Best Friend Doesn't Lose One. And you're frozen.
You got me?
I got you.
What was the last thing you heard?
Rent a Girlfriend, and then I talked.
Yeah, the Rent a Girlfriend, Osamake.
Oh yeah, Osamaka. That was the word I was looking for.
Yeah, that was the weaker one.
Yeah.
Alrighty, now Shikamori, our favorite girl, returned. But before
this is another great episode.
Yeah, it was basically an all girls episode.
I loved it.
Yeah. Oh well, the beginning part first is Izumi is sick.
He's got a cold.
He's got a cold, poor baby, and ask Shu to basically take notes.
Yep.
And Shikamori's like, he didn't ask me.
Yep.
As like giving Shu these death glares. Like, is she really that?
She's like, does anybody, like everyone is her competition with her boyfriend, even though I'm a guy? Okay.
It's like no, he's just a bro. That's it. He's just helping out.
He's just a good bro.
That's all he's doing. So yeah,
hasn't she ever heard of Speedwagon? Damn it.
Yeah, but no, he's not on that level. Let's
no, what I'm just saying, you know, that he's
so Shu
he's the waifus of bros.
Yeah, definitely bro. But what you call it? Shu is talking to Kyo and Yui, thinking that does Shikamori hate me and all that, and Kyo's like, nah, she doesn't hate you. Stop it. You're overthinking it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why does she glare at me every time I hang out with him? Like, what?
For real.
Yeah, all this, and then of course Yui's like, I'm gonna solve the mystery. Sherlock Yui's.
At first she's like, oh, no, before she was about the mystery, what's it called? You was like, all right, everyone's leaving for the day, and then Shikamori comes up to you and was like, hey, can I go with you to Izumi's house? And he's like, sure, okay. And then what's it called?
Before that, though, they go to convenience store.
No, you're forgetting I'm trying to give the mystery part. Nekozaki was like to what's her face? The little girl? Yui, and was like, listen, I gotta go to practice. Don't leave them alone. Follow them. And she's like, I'll solve the mystery.
Yep.
And then
she's like, in the Sherlock mode.
Yeah, she goes in the full Sherlock mode. But at first, as they're walking home, Yu was like, oh, she went to ask what's it called? Ishigami. I was saying Ishigami. Wrong anime. Went to go ask Shikamori a question, and Shikamori's like, and he's like, no, never mind. And then Shikamori's like, hey, do you mind if we stop at the convenience store real quick? I got something I gotta pick up. I'm like, okay. And they go to the convenience store.
And then Shikamori's looking for the medicine, and she asks Shu's like, which one do you think he would like?
Yeah. And they're like, oh, whatever, grape one. Okay, fine, grape one.
That or like the certain, it was like and like which brand, like I forgot which one it was.
Yeah, she's like, oh, that's the new one, definitely that one.
And then she went to go through this other one, and she was like, why does he need that one? He's not having that.
Yeah. And then she goes, what do you think, Nii-chan? And then he's like, oh, nothing. And then they both pause.
Yeah, that was surprising. They called it Nii-chan.
Nii-chan.
I was like, pardon the fuck? And he's like, it's great. Like he likes grape, but it's like he also likes grapes.
Right. And then you see
she gives him a bag.
And he's like, here, this is for you. And she's all embarrassed.
And then he's like, what do I do? I thought we were shopping for Izumi. He's like, fine, forget it.
Right. And she's like, no, I want him. And then as they're leaving
Yui is like,
figured it out.
Like when mommy played with daddy and woman, I caught you red-handed. And now you find out why Shikamori is like that towards Shu. It's because she doesn't have that connection with her actual brother Fuji. She
sees her brother a lot in him, and so she wants to have that connection. And she's like, that's true, right? And she's like, no, that's not true. What do you mean? I'm not gonna. And she's all like embarrassed and shit.
And he's like, oh, it's like I didn't expect that at all.
No, that was nice though.
Yes. And then we get a girls' day out.
Girls just wanna have fun.
First is Nekozaki. First is Nekozaki and Shikamori. Was Yui there, or she was gone?
She wasn't there.
Okay, so it was this Nekozaki and Shikamori at the mall.
Yeah, no, they were walking at first, and they're like, "Oh, it's just us. Oh, it's been so long." Blah 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 blah, whatever. And then they think Nekozaki has like a random flashback to asking Kamiya. Oh no, this is after. Was this before
that
or
doesn't
after?
happen yet. That doesn't happen yet.
No, I know that happened. They had the flashback again at the end, but they have like a previous flashback. I think it was when they see her when they first.
Basically when they're walking around the mall, Nekozaki sees Kamiya in one of the shops.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh my god, you don't want to?" She's like, "You want to hang out?" No, I know you. It's okay. I knew you weren't going to, but Kamiya's like, "Sure."
Even Nekozaki's friends in that flashback, like, why do you keep inviting her? She doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, in the flashback, she's like, "Why do you?"
She's like, "There's nothing wrong."
It's really rude of you to keep inviting her. If you're just forcing her to say no, like clearly she doesn't want to hang out.
And you can say, like, it doesn't hurt to always ask because you never know. One day she could say yes. And it turns out today is that yes.
She's like, "Sure, for a change of pace, I don't mind."
Yeah,
I love Kamiya.
I think it's supposed to be because she saw Shikamori.
I love Kamiya.
Oh yeah, she's one of my favorites.
Her like chill demeanor and like her like withdrawn like personality, like it attracts me. Like damn, like in my head, I'm like, I wish she was fucking 18.
Right.
Actually, something that just dawned on me. I gave her an award. I don't know if I should have given her that award.
I did give her an award. Wait till next week.
I don't know. I did give her an award. I'm gonna keep it there, but it may be creepy. I'm just kidding.
We'll wait till next week.
Stay tuned.
Yes.
That's all, folks. Have a good night.
Since you said creepy, I already know what it is, so I'm not gonna.
Yeah. But, if you're intuitive, you may know.
Yeah, but anyway, all three of them were hanging out around the mall.
Yeah, having a good time.
Until eventually they get to the basketball court.
No, you skipped completely. Completely. Nekozaki's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Be right back. And then
that's right. They're in the arcade.
Yeah, Kamiya and Shikamori, they start having like friendly competition and
prize.
Yeah, we're trying to like pick prizes, and they have like a little bit of a moment between each other where like there's a little bit of awkwardness, but then they really slowly over that like they bond and over just having things done for each other, and like Shikamori just having normal conversation, but the normal conversation that she has with Kamiya,
with someone that wants Izumi.
Yeah, like really opens her eyes like to like just how amazing Shikamori is and just how good of a friend she is, and her perspective on life. Being around Shikamori, and it's very common when you're around people that have different perspectives. Sometimes though their perspectives are like eye-opening because you don't have that around you, so it's like, oh shit, like it's wild. So
it is wild.
It is wild. So it opens up Kamiya's eyes, and then Nekozaki comes back from the bathroom, and she's like, "Oh wow, they're best friends." She comes up to them. She's like, "Oh my god, haven't you guys won enough?" And they're like, "Oh, we just won a little bit. That's all."
Yeah, just a little
bit. And then as they're going home, they go to the basketball court.
Yeah, and then they see these two girls that are like a grade younger than them. Like, hey, we reserved this court first, you son of a bitch.
One is an otaku looking one, and one looks like a complete slut.
And she gives you like and stuff like that.
She was clearly American. That was definitely
clearly the American bimbo.
Some hafu. She was definitely hafu.
She's like, oh, fine. Like, instead of leaving, how about we have a game?
Like, let's play 2-on-2.
Yeah. And then Kamiya and Shikamori rolling the sleeves, tying the hair.
No, they were like, "No, it's okay. Like, you guys said we have to reserve the court." Like, okay. Oh, you guys are chicken, aren't you? You're scared. Then they're like, "Huh?" Rolls up sleeves, like, "All right, bitch, you want to play?"
Like, oh, it's on, motherfucker.
Let's go. And
Nekozaki's the ref.
She's like, "I'll be the ref." And they proceed to beat the shit.
Yeah, those junior high students, that's jobs.
For real, straight up. Straight Brooklyn Brawler against Taker, 1994.
Exactly. Just boom, done. That's all they wrote.
Yep.
And then they eventually got along after.
They took a picture, and that's cool. And then Shikamori like leaves them, and then it's just Nekozaki and Kamiya. And as they're walking, that's when
and they were talking about the times like where where Nekozaki keeps getting rejected to hanging out, and then also Nekozaki asks Kamiya is like, she's dating Izumi, right?
Mm-hmm. And that's a little awkward for Kamiya, and Kamiya.
Yeah, she has that pause.
She's like, "Really? Wow!" Like it was like sarcastic, but Nekozaki didn't pick up on that.
Well, she did after.
Yeah, she picked up on it like toward the end as they're walking. Like they're what is it that she asked? She's like, I want to know more about you. Like she's like, okay, ask me anything. And she's like, well, what's your favorite sweets? She's like, really? That's what you're gonna ask me? She's like, I don't really
And
like.
she says she doesn't really eat any.
Doesn't eat any sweets. She's like, yours are chocolate though, right? She's like, oh my god, how did you know? And whatever. And then like she just
because you're outgoing, I'm not.
yeah, and Kami and not Kami, what's it called? Nekozaki just kind of picks up Kamiya, kind of like blows smoke up her butt, just trying to make her feel good. But
right.
something she says, like, really, again, same thing, triggers with Kamiya, and it really makes her happy. And then there's a question that Nekozaki asks. What was the question?
Which one?
The second question that really moved her.
Are you happy?
So yeah, something like, are you feelings or happiness, right? And Kamiya just like stops for a second and like she becomes like a little emotional, like not physically, but very emotionally. She's very emotional. And
you could read it on her face.
You could read it on her face. She's like, I can't. No, it was like a question, like, I can't tell you. Oh no. Oh, I remember the question. And so she becomes emotional and she's like, whatever. Like, she gets a little bit. And then Nekozaki asks again. They were like, you've changed a lot. Who's the person that changed you, Kamiya? And Kamiya really gets emotional. And then she's like, I can't tell you who that is, but I hope one day I can.
Yeah, and also she also apologizes to Nekozaki.
Yeah,
and she says she would make an effort to want to like hang out more, type of thing.
Yeah, because they're friends now.
I think Nekozaki just wants to fuck her, but
maybe. I think Yu's gonna fuck her.
You think Izumi? Yeah, I don't think Izumi's good.
No, not Izumi, Inu.
Oh, the other guy?
Yeah, the other guy. They call him Inu.
I call him Shu.
Well, Shu, Inu.
I see Shu with Yui.
Maybe. I somehow see him with Nekozaki.
That, or does Nekozaki is just very friendly with everyone, especially the women.
Or she could be bi.
Yeah, it could be that too.
Maybe. I don't know what color is the bi flag. I was like, wave your flag, girl.
It's blue, purple, pink.
I never know that. I only know the fucking trans flag, which is light blue and fucking light purple,
pink and white.
Fuchsia. Or is it pink? I thought it was fuchsia.
Yeah, it's light blue, pink, and white.
That was fuchsia. Yeah, light pink.
Yeah, the bi flag is like a darker pink with the purple and the dark.
All I know is the trans flag is pretty fucking like, it's a pretty flag. I can't even lie. It's a pretty flag.
Yeah.
Anyway,
very nice episode.
Very, very nice episode. I love this series. This is one of my low key, like, good, like, feel good, like, animes that I've seen this season. For sure.
Yeah. We'll bring this one up now, just so before we forget, Requiem, because we almost forgot the last times.
Yeah, right. Man.
Well, that ended. We'll get to that, but fuck.
Man. So what happened?
And you called it with, well, we both kind of did.
Yeah.
You called what it was, and I called what was going to happen.
Yeah. So basically, Ricciardo is is in mourning basically over Buckingham, and he's trying to keep his composure, trying to be normal. But he's struggling. He's really struggling at the same time, and is dying, really dying. And basically we get confirmed from Anne that she has tuberculosis, and the doctor's saying that her son also shows the same signs, and that freaks Anne out and just loses her shit, takes Edward and just starts running. Ricciardo is told, and Ricciardo goes after, or no, Ricciardo's being like briefed on something, looks out the window, and then sees her running. Actually, let me back up before that. He's struggling with what's his face, with Buckingham's death, and so much so he gets up out of his bed in the middle of the night, runs to Buckingham's empty bed,
and it fully came to him that he's gone.
And my best boy of the season, spoiler alert, Catesby, fucking shows up and was like, Ricciardo, like, what's going on? Or he's like, he's like, call me Richard, like he did, like King Richard. What's going on? And
he's like, no, type of like that's
no. He said he called him King Richard instead of Ricciardo. Like, call me Ricciardo.
But the way he said it is like, that's not really the answer, like, type of thing.
No, he at first he's like, oh, why isn't he here? Da da da. Like, and she's like, Catesby, stay with me, even if it's just for one night. just be him the way he was for me and be there for me. And Catesby is like, no, I'm not gonna do that. The heat of the body doesn't warm the soul, and it really it moved Ricardo.
He doesn't love Richard in that way, just more of
Yeah, he doesn't want to fuck Richard, but he looks after him, really like appreciates him, like
pretty much like a guide, because he needs that type of guidance.
Yeah, definitely. And so Catesby mentions like, Richardo, I'm always gonna be here for you. I'm always gonna care for you. I'll be here till the very end. Yeah, and so let's get some fast forward again. Anne is sick, blah blah blah.
And Richard gets his ultimatum.
No, not quite. So
again, it's not like expose the rebel and treat him by law, or that.
Huh?
I read the wrong thing. Fuck, I read the wrong thing.
You're going ahead. Anyway, so he has the conversation with Anne. Anne is like, listen, I'm not long for this world. I have tuberculosis. I'm gonna die. And Richardo's like, no, you're not. Like, you can pull out of it. You pulled out of it once already, because she had it when she was a child and she pulled out of it.
Yeah, and
she's like, I know my body more than anybody else. I'm gonna die. And they're saying that Edward's gonna die too. Listen, she goes, listen, I don't want Edward to be exposed to what you've been exposed to. That castle, yeah, the castle is like a gleaming like thing of death, and I don't want my son to go through that. Disinherit him, let him live a normal life. And he rejects that notion at first.
Yeah, and then she brings up, yeah, I'm gonna be dead, and what if you die here? What's gonna happen to him? They're gonna bully him. They're gonna murder him, and she doesn't want that.
Yeah, and so eventually, we fast forward. We could fast forward. Eventually, Richardo agrees after Anne dies. Anne ends up dying, and everyone's sad.
And
actually, no, before she dies,
Edward gets sent away.
Yeah, and so I went on what's called Wikipedia, because I was like curious about some of the facts about. I was looking specifically for facts about Catesby and facts about Richmond, and in the actual real life story, Edward I think it's Edward the Sixth. No, he's Edward of something, because he's not Edward Fifth or Sixth.
Anne's child or a different Edward?
Anne's child Edward.
Okay.
He's pronounced dead back in like whatever 1580 something.
So
he's pronounced dead, which is how the scene happens in the show. They like just randomly announce he's dead. In real life, not a single person knows how he died. It was very abrupt. Everything was fine, and then he was dead.
We're also missing that Richard let Anne's mother go from the jail.
Oh yeah. No,
mother. It was, and then gives her Anne's dress.
Yeah. Oh yeah, gave Elizabeth, not Elizabeth, the woman, but what's it called, Beth? Yeah, she's called. And she's like, yeah, this is the dress I was going to give to Anne,
and this was Anne's request.
Yeah, and so basically they announced that Edward's gone. They send him away, and he's alone.
But they tell the people that he's dead.
Yeah, and they have a funeral, and it's upsetting. Soon afterwards, Anne follows. Anne dies.
And now he's alone.
And now Richardo is completely alone. And as this is happening, he gets word from his people. Hey, the Earl of Richmond has showed up on the shore of Wales. We must attack him. Gather the forces. And they all go. And as they're going, they're stopped by a woman.
And who stops him? Richardo's mother.
The fucking wench.
And then Richard's like, are you here to pray for us? Like, I'm here to pray, but not for you.
I'm here to pray for Richmond's victory.
And she actually opens up. Instead of saying he's a curse, she actually explains.
Yeah, like, listen, like, I was lonely. Your father was at war. I let another man.
It's like you're not even his.
Yeah, you're son. Not a real Plantagenet. And it explains everything. But Richardo, while this woman is just fucking lambasting him and his existence, Richardo has kind of like an epiphany in his head, and realized the curse wasn't Joan, the curse wasn't himself, or his dad. It wasn't the throne. The curse was his mother, and which she was just a bitch and a cunt. Yeah, I'm gonna use that word.
Yeah, and he doesn't have her executed. He just it's kind of like I forgive you.
She's like, he's like, I forgive you. You can pray for Richmond's victory, and you should pray hard that it'll happen. so we'll all be free of this curse. Goodbye, my curse.
And
And
this
that's how
caught
the
her off
episode
guard.
ends. And it catches right completely off guard. But it's crazy because when it really dawned on me when I saw that end, and then I'm not gonna say, but basically like it's Ricciardo's basically trying to like get his affairs in order. Now he's completely alone. He's preparing for the end.
He's like going in to die almost.
He's preparing for the end. He's getting his affairs in order. He's got his only man, Catesby, next to him.
Yeah.
This is probably gonna be the end. Yeah, and it's very raw and very powerful. Just all the shit that Ricciardo's been through in like the way that they like describe it's incredible the way they wrote it. And I was telling Matt and the rest of the gang this. If you read the Wikipedia page, spoiler alert, you'll find out what happens next week. But throughout that, there's so many, and I feel like I'm talking about it early, but like there's so many pieces that were so well done because they were so historically accurate. And I'll get into them as I talk about why Requiem is one of my top 3. Spoiler alert again, one of my top 3 of the season. I'll get into the descriptions of what specifically they went really well, but just the principle of them being really, really accurate with the shit was really nice for sure.
Right. But yeah, we're excited for the finale. Wondering how that's gonna go.
It's gonna be sad.
It could end, or they could find a way to continue it. But depends on where
it's not gonna continue. I am certain it's not gonna continue.
Yeah, with how that ended, probably not.
They're not going to continue. This is going to be the final battle, one way or another.
But we're gonna move on now to Komi.
This was a good episode, but
I'm glad they didn't focus on the other people.
Most of me is glad as well. I wouldn't have minded seeing Tadano and I was specifically Tadano and what's his face. Yano, not Yano. Why the fuck did I say Yano? Jesus Christ.
Najimi?
No, not Najimi. What's his face? God damn it.
Bulky guy?
Yeah, I keep the wrestler that I fucking named him. That I call him.
Makabe.
Makabe, yes. Oh my the fuck I said Yano. I get GBH. It's a GBH thing.
I know. I didn't get my protagonist. So.
Yeah, no, fuck. I wouldn't mind seeing them because it seems like they had a good time as well.
Maybe next episode. We'll see. But yeah, this focuses on Komi's group with Mikuni and Sasaki.
They're good girls.
Not that Sasaki. This the girl Sasaki.
Yes. Which, by the way, side note, really excited for the OVA coming out. The OVA.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that as soon as we get it.
Yeah, buddy.
But yeah, they were told basically there's nothing scheduled, so you girls do your own thing with your groups.
And what's the first thing they do? They go to a completely different city.
Yeah, we're going to Osaka,
and they're in Kyoto.
Yeah, so basically Mikuni was the one that had this schedule.
Yeah, because
everything going on.
Yeah, they were too nervous to come up with a schedule together. So she's like, I'll take it upon myself to make a schedule. And so they go to Osaka and they go to Universal.
Yeah, they got the Speederman ride. They got the Jaws ride.
Yes.
Taking pictures. And then what you call it? Oh, it's time to eat takoyaki. Quick, eat quick.
So nope. Eat while we walk. We shouldn't eat while we walk. Okay, and
that's
fine. Girl, they have
like, let's go. Like, but
there's still all the takoyaki. You're like, how did you?
She's burning, crying.
She's like, yeah, for she's like smoke coming out of her fucking mouth. This is burning.
Yeah, so so Mikuni's making them run all over the place, and then they feed the deer.
That was cute.
Yeah, that was an adorable scene with Komi feeding the deer.
Yes, it was.
All was going on, and they had what was that? What was that group of ninjas?
They were it's like some sort of like interactive like thing.
Yeah, like stage actors.
Yeah, stage actors. Yeah, because Komi decides to dress up as a beautiful geisha, absolutely gorgeous geisha.
Yes, that happened. While that's going on, which goes Saki gets an Oni mask because like, I'm the yo-yo person.
No, at first she's like, oh my god, why is what's it called? What's her face?
Komi.
No, the other girl. The other girl was crying.
Mikuni,
and Komi is like, why is she surrounded by men? She looks scared. I'm gonna save her. And she's like, I can't go in as yo-yo girl. And so, but keep in mind, earlier in the episode, the girls were talking and they're like, "What do you do for fun?" And she's like, "Oh, one of the girls is like, I play shogi. What about you?" "I just lays around." "What about Komi?" "I just lays around." So the girl that,
you know, she's being honest, you're like, she's faking.
yeah, the first girl who said that she lays around, come to find out, and we'll get to it momentarily, but she's not just lazing around. Anyway, so she's Yo-Yo Girl, and she's like, "I need to save Komi." And she finds a fucking what did they say? Mask? What kind of mask?
It's an Oni mask.
An Oni mask?
Yeah,
It was like a
demon mask.
Hanyan mask. It was like Hanyan or something like that, right? It was, I think it was like Hanyan. It was like a Hanyan mask. It is an Oni mask because it is a demon mask. I agree, but it's like Hanyan. I think it was the demon Hanyan.
Yeah,
specifically. So the demon Hanyan come and she starts whipping her fucking yo-yo around like,
yes.
Tower of London, Tower of London, spinny thingy. It was it was cool. It was super cool. And then the fucking guys are like, "This isn't part of the act, but she's fucking creepy. Let's get the fuck out of here. Everyone, let's go." And they all go away. And Komi, they're like, "Oh my god." And then she's like, "Oh my god." And she
but
my mic is muted. Fuck.
Yeah. We missed a thing.
What do we miss?
Before that though, they were on the train, and what you call it?
No, that was after that.
I thought it was before that.
No, the Yo-Yo Girl.
They're blaming like.
Yeah, Yo-Yo Girl comes after the fact as well. So Yo-Yo Girl comes, saves Komi, runs away. They run to the train, and they're like, "Wow, man, I'm tired." And then
like,
they get into a fight.
It's like, we could have done more if you guys didn't screw around.
Yeah, and the girl's like, "We should have just never left fucking Universal. The fuck."
Yeah, like that's the thing. You can spend a whole day there and you're fine. That's it. That's all we need to do.
Yeah, we didn't have to do that much. So they start getting pissed off each other, and Komi recognizes it, and she's like,
tension.
Yeah, so she breaks up the tension with her thing. She's like, "But we had fun. I had fun." And they're like, "Ah," and then everything is all set, all good.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, we did have fun.
Yeah, and so then they go to ends up being in the nighttime. They're all trying to pack
Girl
up.
talk.
No, not yet. Girl talk is after this. And so Girl talk is after this. And so they start talking about Yo-Yo Girl. And they're like, "Oh, like, yeah, I really want to, do Yo-Yo Girl." And then Shogi Master is like, "Oh, like, I
9 moves."
She knew fucking Yogi. Yeah, she's like, "I'll get it in nine questions, basically." And so she knew who Yo-Yo Girl was. It was her fucking her classmate. And so she starts grilling her classmate about Yo-Yo Girl, whatever. And like, no. She kept denying it. And then eventually afterwards,
she talked about like how she actually likes that because.
No, yeah, she goes to the bathroom embarrassed, and then she like has this like epiphany, and then as Matt is saying,
yeah, what was that? Was that game she plays again?
What game?
Skaggy, something like that.
Shogi,
yeah. She talks about she wants to be a professional shogi player.
Yeah,
because women don't do professional.
Yeah,
and just seeing her with the yo-yos like gave her that.
Yeah,
like, I should fucking do it.
Yeah,
and you find out with Sasaki, she got teased like, "Oh, yo-yos are so outdated."
Yeah, and you see her. Yeah, she basically was teased by a bunch of boys like, "Oh, yo-yos are lame, whatever." But now the reason why other girl said that is because she's ranked 3rd in the world or 3rd in Japan.
I think 3rd in Japan.
Yeah, she's 3rd in the entirety of Japan at like yo-yo competitions. That's why she was doing all the cool shit, and it really inspired the other girl, and it ended up inspiring her. So she breaks out the Hanyan mask, and she what's it called? She starts yo-yoing for all the girls. And Komi said, because the reason why this happened in the first place, Komi's like, "I'd really like to thank the yo-yo girl."
Yeah,
and so
she does, and she has to do that in front of them.
Yeah, and then come to find out, they're like, "Oh, the world-renowned Hanyan, Yo-Yo Hanyan, or some shit like that. It was born this day." So in the future, she ends up being the fucking like superior.
Yeah, so that's cool
of the world, which is very nice. Yeah, something that happened. And so afterwards, as Matt alluded to a few minutes ago, as they're like, "Oh, it's time for lights out." Girl talk.
Yeah, and then
boys.
Sasaki was asked like, "Hey, are you dating someone?" Was like, "No, I got no secrets here." Yeah. You got a crush on anyone? The other girl says no, and they look and they stare at Komi. Like,
no,
what about you, Komi?
You're skipping. She's like, "Oh no, you like somebody." They tell me who
That's right. It's Makabe.
It's Makabe.
She likes Makabe. She likes his aura. It's like, good. I was like, please don't be the other guy, because like, no, he needs the main girl.
The way that the show is going, I was totally gonna say Najimi.
Oh, Yeah, that's probably those three guys, that the ninja guy, and the other guy that talks about all the people they want to date.
Probably. And they get
It's
it,
one of them. It's probably one of them.
and they get it together. It's a trap.
It's a snack.
It's a trap. But
anyway, now they get.
So they look at Comey. What about you, Comey? And she's like,
they start doing telepathic talk to Tadano. Like,
yeah, she's like, what? She's no, she's like, what does a crush feel like? She's like, that's bad. That's bad. Tadano-kun, be careful. She doesn't like you, Tadano-kun. And they're like, oh, she's like, well, what's a crush?
Like they knew. They just wanted her to say it.
Yeah, like, what's a crush? And they start like explaining, like, you know, what a crush feels like. You get excited, but you're happy, but you're nervous. You know, the different feelings that a crush would feel. And then she just immediately freezes up and she goes under the sheets. She's like, oh my God.
Just give us
and
the letter.
They're like, just give us the letter of his last name. It's okay. And they go H.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, his last name is Hira something.
Yeah.
And so obviously she's like, and they're like, we knew.
Yeah. And then we go to the morning. Everyone's rushing to get on the train.
Yes. Weird girl drops her sword. Stick. Yep.
And then, yeah, Sasaki and the girl are talking, they're hanging out. They see Komi's asleep.
Yep.
And then they both get up from their chair. They have this evil idea.
Yep.
And they go to Tadano saying, oh, yeah, someone was harassing Komi.
You gotta go save her. And so he gets
like, oh, okay.
And then the other girl is like, did you not think I was gonna take this opportunity, bitch? And puts the other girl next to her.
Like she smirks at Tadano. I was like, what? And then the other girl's like, oh, go sit down here, take a spot. And yeah, like, she's next to Makabe.
She's next to Makabe, and she's like in her
head,
like, did you not think I was gonna take advantage of what you told me? You shouldn't have told me. I'm good. Here you go. And then what's it called? Tadano looks over and was like, oh, Komi's asleep. And then looks at the other girl like, sit the fuck down. Sit next to her.
And he's like, oh, I'll get up later. Okay.
And he's like, all right.
And then what you call it? Komi lays her head on his shoulder.
She's falling asleep on his shoulder. Wakes up 3 minutes later, notices the shoulder.
And she freaks out.
Touches his shoulder, and it says feels warmth of her head on his shoulder. Yep. Freaks out even more. And
then with Tadano internally, you see his heart beating very fast.
Yeah. And Tadano.
And he says like it's okay, it's no big deal.
Yeah. She's like, did you have fun? And then she shows him all the pictures.
And then Najimi, Tadano-kun, I'm coming in.
Right, and then fucking at the end of the episode, what's it called?
So what's it about taking pictures of men?
So he's like, I saw you taking pictures of the naked boys. Like, what's this? And Najimi's like, I want to see naked boys. Show us.
It was art, damn it.
It was geijitsu.
No, it was art jutsu. Okay.
No, geijitsu. Geijitsu means art.
Okay,
that's how it is.
It was eleganto, damn it.
It was eleganto.
Exactly. I'm not doing the whole song and dance and scream at it like it's while spinning around.
Nah.
But that was what it was. Alrighty. But yeah, great. Another fun one. It was definitely different of how they usually do it.
It's definitely better than season 1, although I'm still like not like, oh my God, this is the most amazing. Like, I don't understand how motherfuckers are like, this is the most amazing thing ever.
Alrighty. Let's move on. Shield Hero.
This was a really good episode.
It was. We get a little backstory of, like Nafumi before he got isekai'd.
Before he got isekai'd.
Yeah. He was the loser. He was Rudis. Well, Nafumi was Nafumi.
Except Kyo offed himself in real life.
She jumped out of the window.
She?
So I said he.
Oh, I thought
he jumped out the window.
I was like, did you see something that I didn't see?
No. I was like, no.
Did you see the LGBTQ version of fucking Shield Hero? What the fuck is this?
The alternate timeline.
Did you see the letters Shield Hero?
Yes.
The letters. Oh man, no, but yeah. So we see Kyo off himself. He's a loser. He's just like Matt said, just like Rudius before he fucking ended up getting bus-cooned. And Nafumi is just a normal otaku, normal life.
Yeah, like same appearance, all that.
Yep.
While Kyo was a fat slob.
Yep. Kyo had the body of Matt. Yep.
Oh, fuck you.
I could have, but that was a. He's like, oh, you just made fun of me, you piece of shit.
No, I caught that right away. Fuck you.
You don't look like a fat slob, buddy. He's like, I hate you.
I do.
I'm spiking your weed later.
So fuck your weed. Yeah, getting shit next time. Anyway, before I fly to Florida to choke him on live stream, we go back to the current. We're going back to the current world and all this. They're getting ready for this battle.
Mm-hmm.
They get inside. They see those girls that were. What was that guy's name that got killed?
Motoya? Was it Motoya?
No,
Motoya.
Kazuki.
Okay.
Yeah, you see his little worshippers basically merge with beasts, like chimera-ish.
Yeah, they come out as as those like tiger beast things.
Yeah. And then
we skip some parts, but they're not really that critical.
Yeah, like Ratalia and the others are like fighting them off.
Yeah.
The normal shit. Even there's even a chimera version of Kazuki there that eventually that follows them. But they're like, that's not him anymore. It's just this freak.
Yeah, basically Kyo convinced the followers like, oh, y'all bring back your
we gotta do this shit.
Yeah, but you gotta turn into a Kamea. So they turned into Kamea. They also one of them actually had the fucking sword, and the sword fucking Ratalia disarms the sword, and the sword
like another sword bomb
up. And then you see Kyo like, fucking like, I brought your guy back, and he had kidnapped the mirror hero, killed him, put his soul into this other guy's body, who's also dead. So basically, he killed two guys with one thing, and created like some mindless zombie. That's the mirror hero. And so Ratalia is like, oh, don't worry about this, I got this, because like their weapons resonate with each other.
Yeah, so, and again, she's all trained to this shit.
Yeah. So
now Fumi and Rishia go ahead.
Yes, and they end up meeting Kyo inside of like this final chamber area.
Yeah, and then now Fumi goes into his little dragon rage.
No, you're missing the fact that fucking that Kyo has the remaining power of the spirit tortoise, and starts using it, and then Naofumi he keeps basically Kyo keeps egging him on.
Yeah, he wants him to get angry.
Yeah, and boy does he get fucking angry. And so he basically summons the dragon power that Ost earlier in the season told him, like, you don't need that, don't use that. It'll be bad if you use that. And so he uses it because he's so pissed off at what he's done. And Risha ends up being like a casualty kind of of his rage. He grabs her by the fucking neck
and like calls her a whore, slut, you're the crybaby trying to sleep with the bow hero.
Yeah, at first Raftalia and Philo were useless, but now they're useful. Unlike you, you're just like, you piss me off just as much as Kyo does. Like, you're useless. Like, you're only with me so that way you can sleep with the bow hero, get in the bow hero's pants. You fucking slut.
That's the thing in the non-Crunchyroll subs. Like, all you do is just shake your ass towards him.
Really? That's what it says?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I saw that. I was like, what the fuck?
Wow. And then like he just went off, and Kyo's like having a ball. He's like, ah! But credit to Risha. Risha looks into his eyes and starts to cry, and she's like, I always wondered what you thought of me. Thank you for telling me what you really think of me. Now I know. But then like she started basically talk no jutsus Naofumi out of the fucking dragon.
Yeah, and he slowly,
surely.
Somehow, like not Reptilian Fila, Risha.
It was Risha
of all people.
Snaps him out of it, and so what's it called?
Tells that dragon thing like fuck off.
Yeah, and so Kyo's like, you're gonna die anyway, and so Risha battles it fucking very cleanly, just ching.
Yeah, of course, like, there's no problem for her.
No problem for her, and basically goes up to Kyo and was about to kill him, but she hesitates, and so he starts using the spirit tortoise's power, and as he does that, they start to get into a little bit of peril, and who comes from heaven to save them?
Tell us, Ethan, who does it?
Ost comes from heaven, and somehow comes from heaven and reminds Naofumi that it's okay. And by this time, Raftalia and Philo have joined him as well, and they basically Ost gives him some sort of magical like wing power type of thing, and so his
mirror shield.
Yeah, no, not yet. So he and Kyo they shoot fucking like some sort of laser beam. Kyo shoots it from his book, and Naofumi shoots it from his shield. And Naofumi's gradually losing all of his like his magical power, like it's just draining, like as if you're breaking in a car, just like 50, 40, 30, 20, like just draining. And so then the girls are like, no, you know, they try to give him a boost, and he's appreciative of the girls, including Risha. Is like, Risha, you too, I'm appreciative of you. And then finally, Austin, Raftalia, they kind of like they have like this thing, and they put the shield, not the shield, the mirror, because Raftalia defeated the mirror hero, put the mirror in front of the shield, and it gives him an extra boost to the blast, and they kill Kyo, and Naofumi gets the mirror, and now he now has a mirror shield.
Yep.
To his collection, of course. And so because they defeated Kyo, the waves are stopped. Everybody teleports back to where they're at.
He did.
Yeah, and so everybody's, you know, very happy. And so then the gang from this world, what's his face? What's her face? The girl.
Lark?
I forget her name now. Yeah, Lark, Glass, Therese, and then the other girl, Kizuna.
Yeah.
They're all like get together, like, oh, let's have a banquet. Like, you know, you're stuck. Like, oh, we'll have to ride the next wave. Well, the next wave's in a month. Okay, well, we'll just hang out here for a month. But then as they're talking, Naofumi sees on his like little screen, like, quest complete. Regain the power of the spirit tortoise. 58 seconds until return. And they begin to teleport back to their world. And Kizuna gets upset, and like she gets, you know, really sad that she like spend more time with her. Like you can tell she really took a liking to Naofumi. And you know, they say their proper goodbyes, and like, oh yeah, we'll come to see each other again. They'll be back, obviously. So all's well that ends well there. They return to their world, and basically the queen gives Naofumi the title of Viscount, and gives him a medal for saving the world from the spirit tortoise. Meanwhile, as all the gang was away from the spirit tortoise battle, there was a wave that happened at the same time that Kyo called in the wave in the other dimensional world or whatever that they were in, and the three other heroes, you know, wanting to clear their name from the spirit tortoise and make sure Naofumi doesn't get all the credit, fought really hard together, and they were able to clear the waves, and so they got their own little credit. And all's well that ends well, basically.
Yeah, that should have been it, but apparently we got one more episode.
We have one more episode, so I'm very curious to see how they fuck this up or how they build to season 3. I think there's going to be an announcement that they're going to build to it, and I think season 3 will probably be in like fall or winter.
I think fall 23.
You think a year?
Yeah.
I'm thinking sooner than that, dude. I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think definitely sometime in 23.
Maybe spring.
We will see. Because they announced season 2 and 3 at the same time, so they probably were working at both of them.
Yeah, I think this season finale is going to build to something, and then it's going to be fairly quick. I don't think it's going to be as long as you. You're thinking fall. I'm going to say spring. Okay. Watch it be in summer. We'll split in the middle.
All right. All right. We got one more penultimate, because we're going to say Spy Family for the end. We got more penultimate till we talk about our finales. Kaguya.
This is the last one? Second last one?
So was that the last penultimate for now? We talk about finales.
Oh yeah, we still got the fucking finales. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
So we'll try. Well, some of the finales will be quick because nothing really big happened. But let's talk about let's get to Kaguya.
Let's get to Kaguya. Fantastic episode again, like always. Fucking amazing.
Yeah, we get Shigeran.
Mm-hmm.
Actually inviting first Kaguya goes to this no, sorry. Before that Chika sees the paper about a balloon thief.
Yes, and when Chika gets a case, what does she do?
She leaves everyone the fuck alone.
She becomes Sherlock, and she becomes
but the main phase, this is what Shigeru wants. He wants her to go away. He wants to keep her occupied.
Yep.
Wants no distractions.
You know, this episode more than ever, I realized that like Fujiwara is like the biggest child of the bunch. She reminds me. I could just imagine Chika. I could just imagine like some like 14-year-old girl just being silly, and that is Chika. Even though I think they're like 16 at this time. But she just reminds me of like a 14-year-old girl just being super duper silly.
Right. Anyway, but yeah, Kaguya is that online at the balloon shop thing.
Mm-hmm.
And coincidentally, Shigeran spot's open.
Mm.
And then
you say Shirogan, Shirogane. Just say or Kaicho. Or say president.
Shirogane.
Fucking Shirogan. Jesus Christ. You sound like white people saying, Hola, como estas?
I will not do that shit.
That's you fucking sound like Shirogan.
Shirogane, happy. Shirogane, happy.
Fucking cat staring directly at me, clawing my fucking couch.
Yeah, good.
You son of a bitch.
Clawing for me, cat.
You son of a bitch.
Controlling your cat from here.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, like claw. Cut his dick.
Mystical powers.
Yeah. Anyway, Kaicho asked Kaguya what balloon would she want. And she's trying to not say the hearts. It's like, oh, you want the heart? You want my attention type? But so it's like, oh, so he makes suggestions like the flowers, the animals. Like, nope, I don't want any of that. Eventually, while he plays his Duolingo.
Yep.
But yeah,
I got 45 minutes or 40 minutes to complete this lesson.
But yeah, Kaguya's niece comes up and suggests the heart for them.
Yes.
And then Shigarane is like, is this what you want? And he's like, I guess, type of thing. And then looks at the price and he's like, yeah, you can do 100 yen or you can give a heart in exchange.
And she has the heart in her pocket.
Yeah, but instead she gives him money.
She gives him like $100 worth of yen.
And just rushes out of there. Fuck this. We go outside and then we see Kaguya. Well, Kaguya's out there and then we see Senpai out there. What was her name again?
Tsubame.
We see Subame out there.
Tsubame, yes.
Yep, she's talking about about Ishigami's confession.
Except Kaguya doesn't realize that she's talking about fucking
Ishigami.
And so she's like, you got to be a cold hard killer. You got, because basically she asks, Subame is like, how do you like politely reject somebody? She's like, oh, you
and then she's like, she says the awful things, but in the nicest way possible.
Yeah, basically. And then at the end, they're like, okay, thanks. I know what I'm going to do. And then she says like, oh, thank you for what. She's like, when I'm done, can you please take care of him? Like, who am I taking care of? You-kun, Ishigami. And then Kaguya's like, oh my god, I fucked up.
Like, yeah, like the point was to make sure Ishigami doesn't start crying this shit.
Otherwise, Kaito won't confess to me. No. And she just does her damnedest to try and reverse. Like, no, did I say that you have to be a cold hard killer? No. You got to do it kindly.
Yeah. Like, no, you want to give him a shot. And then we go through different scenarios.
Yeah.
Of people being asked out. Like, first it was Chika.
Yes.
And her rejection is asking a question in trivia. Of course, that guy gets it wrong.
Right.
And then Ino gets asked out by like 2 to 3 guys.
Yeah.
Like, hey, when I pose, first she thinks about it, and then until Ishigami basically slaps her upside the head.
And again, they're looking at her and they slap her on the head. She's like, "Oh, we need her," or whatever. And so they're like, "Oh, what a fucking do whatever." And then she's like, "Oh,
he was looking at this. He was looking out for her."
Yeah, and Subame's like, "I've never seen him angry before." And they were like, "Oh," and Kaguya's like, "Yeah, he only gets like that for people that he cares about. He cares about because we're all part of the team." And she's like, "Wow, I guess he really is caring." And she's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, and then she's like, that she knows nothing about him.
Yeah, she's like, "I've never really looked at him that way. Like, I've never, like, I don't really know much about him. Like, maybe I should get to know him more before I make a decision. I think that's what I'm gonna do." And in the end, as we fast forward later on, basically she's like, "Yeah, like I'm gonna get to know him more, and then I'm going to."
Yeah, like she actually invites him to do an activity at the festival.
Yeah, but before that, she's like, "Before we go, do you mind meeting me in the back of the school, like right now?" Mm-hmm. And in my head, I was like, "Oh, she's gonna fucking blow him. This is great."
No, they need to talk in private because again, before all that, when Ishigami was just trying to talk to her, she just like ran away.
Yeah, that's the beginning of the episode. He's just having a normal conversation.
He wasn't even trying to bring it up. He was just like checking up on her. Oh, we have this activity for the people that.
Yeah, it's like, hey, can you do this? Like, no, go ahead and leave it there. Yep. She runs away.
It's like your hair's a little messed up. Like, it's a style. Don't fix it. Don't touch.
For real.
And now, what you call it? Shirogane
Shirogane asked Kaguya, like, "Hey,
out to like hang
do
out
you
at the
want
festival.
do you want to go hang out at the festival?" And she's like, "Oh, but then people will think that we're together." And he's like, "Is that a bad thing?" And
And then
she's like,
Kaguya's
"Oh,
like, "What the
okay."
fuck?"
And so they start walking the festival, and of course, just as she said, everyone's like, "Oh my god, they're together! It's so adorable! Oh my god!"
And the first thing they do is go to the fortune teller.
They go to a fortune teller, and the fortune teller gives a
Like, what the
hilarious
fuck,
reading.
lady?
Gave a hilarious but accurate reading about how they are with each
They're
other.
compatible. Like, oh,
Also
she'd be a great
insinuated that
mother.
Kaguya's gonna be great in bed when they finally have sex. Like, whoa, that
Like,
came out of
wow,
left field.
okay.
That came completely out of left field. Like, okay, well, fucking Kaguya's gonna blow fucking Shirogane's lights out with her fucking Monko. Okay.
But all that's going on, and then what you call it? They see the friends, like they don't like, oh shit, they're gonna fuck it up somehow.
Yeah, they start seeing.
Of course, Ino's at first is like she was starving.
No, it was Fujiwara. Fujiwara comes running. She's like, "Oh my god damn it, Fujiwara! You always do the same thing. You always fuck it up." And just runs past her because she's obsessed with
the case. A new case popped up randomly.
A new clue pops up, yeah, because the guy's been leaving clues, which I'm sure they'll come up with the final case in the season
and then
finale.
Kage's like, "Yes, this is all going well. I take it back."
Yes, and then
Ino
comes up,
and then Tsubame.
Yeah, was like, "Oh, like, hey, do you want to do this activity?" Goes up to Kage and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna ask him, like, I'm gonna tell him how I feel, but I want to get to know him first before I do." And then she's like, "Oh, you want to go do this activity? Yeah, sure." Like, "Oh, but before we do the activity, do you want to go to the back of the school so we can have a talk real quick?" And he's like, "Yeah," he's all excited and shit. I think he's gonna, they'll reveal and he'll be a little bit sad, but at the same time, it's kind of a win.
I think to be it's more of an understanding.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's still a shot.
Like it's better than a flat out no.
Yeah, I think, but what's gonna happen? Fucking eventually in season 4, it'll be a no, and then he'll get with Ino.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm reading, so.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I'm just coming up with it.
Yeah, like I will leave it at that.
I think I might be right. We'll see.
Yes and no. I'm not telling you which one though.
Does he get the fucker at least?
No.
That's sad.
Someone does fuck.
The fucking the other couple. The couple that's already been fucking tongue fucking in the locker.
No.
No. I bet you Fujiwara. She seems like that. All right, I'm gonna stop guessing.
Yeah,
I'm excited now.
Yeah, but now and then Ino starts coming by. She's the next one. She's starving. And it's like, oh shit, like go away. Then they're like, oh, you can eat soba noodles.
Yeah, she goes into like accepting all last minute competition people. Like, go away.
Yep. And now they're in the.
And meanwhile, Kage is like, the gods are shining upon me. This is fabulous.
And Hayakasa singing.
Yeah.
The little concert thing.
And then
we get to the student council room.
Yes, and so they end up in the student council room, and Kage's in a fantastic mood. She's like having a talkative conversation with Kaicho and Shirogane. He's like, Shinomiya, I have something I need to tell you. It's something really, really important. It's something really, really, really important. And hands her
she's expecting the confession.
Yeah, she's expecting the confession. Instead, he hands her a manila envelope, and it's an acceptance letter to Sanford. And he goes, Shinomiya, this is my acceptance letter to Sanford. I'm going to be skipping a grade and going to Stanford next year. Yeah. So this is my last cultural festival. And then that's where it ends. And she has like this face that's just like shocked.
Yeah. And instead of 2 episodes, we're just getting 1 hour finale.
Yeah.
And that will be the end of it. But yeah, great episode again.
Fucking wonderful.
All right, you ready for some of our finales?
No,
I'm not either, because we got 2 that were bad and 1 great.
Yeah,
let's get to
bad, but
they're weak as hell.
Okay, fine.
Let's go with you take over Executioner. Let's go with that.
You want me to do Executioner?
You can have Executioner because you like that one more than I do.
All right, that's fine. Give me a second. I got to pull up the document because I'm over here looking at.
Pull up the document. Pull up some notes.
Yeah, buddy. Okay. Anyway, what? I don't even. Oh yeah, Okay, never mind. All right. I was like, what are we doing?
He's a lesbian.
For real. Okay, executioner. So, basically the episode starts off with what's it called? What's her face? God damn it.
Pandemonium.
Pandemonium goes away after. Well, no, she has the conversation. She has the conversation with Akari, and was
Yeah,
like,
but it starts with the follow up.
the follow up.
Yeah, like remember, like there's when last episode you told there was a way to get back to Japan.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to get into.
Yeah, and then
They have
that's
the
where this
conversation.
episode kind of starts off.
Yeah, they have the conversation, like, you know, like, hey, the like all of the what's it called? The great errors were basically trying to we're trying to come up with a solution, and we found a way to get back to Japan. There's a way to get back to Japan. And Akari is like, I don't care. I don't want to go back to Japan. And you see like a little flashback of her. Yeah, you see a flashback of her getting bullied. And she's like, you know, she's like, at the end of the day, I have Menno. Like, I have somebody here that I treasure. I want to be with her. I want her to kill me. And so she's like, well, that's a shame. Well, either way, you know, see ya. And she fucking goes off to join her body.
Yeah, because she's like, because she knows like she's running out of time, type of shit.
Yeah, because the fog is coming in after her.
So
Meanwhile,
she has to kill them quick.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Menno and Ashina are battling the
ugly centipede.
Yeah, the human centipede. And they're doing a good job killing it, but the problem is that it's got all the lives of the people that it consumed, so it's got like 100 lives. And so they kill it one by one, but they're not really doing much damage. Eventually they break up the centipede into like a really like a fairly decent amount, but then the centipede, like a couple pieces of the centipede, are like, fuck it, and they go into town and start ravaging the town. So Menno's like, tells Ashina, go into the town, save the townspeople, I'll handle this. And she's like, all right, I'll take you up on that offer. So she goes to save the townspeople, and it's just Menno one-on-one. As they keep battling, the Pandemonium basically is able to like knock the scripture and her dagger away from Menno and like sucks it up into this black void. And they're like, oh, now this will be more fun. And basically she's fucking powerless. And so, you know, she's basically on the run, and her back is literally against the wall. Like, she's in deep shit. And then Akari, who for the entire episode basically was running from one side of the fucking town to the other side of the town to get to the battle, is able to get there, able to save Menno. And basically Menno's like, I need your power. Akari's like, I would love to give you my power. And so with their powers combined, earth, wind, fire. Just kidding. Yep. With their powers combined, they're able to take down Pandemonium. However, before they take down Pandemonium, Akari was like, well, good luck trying to explain this one. And she fucking shoots herself in the head.
Yeah, again.
She shoots herself in the head again, basically. And
right next to her, no less.
Right next to her, because Menno is just like 100% focused on the battle. She doesn't realize. It was either that, or did she slow down time to do it? I think she might have slowed down time.
She did.
She slowed down time. So they're basically arm in arm. She slowed down time and was like, well, good luck with this. Shoots herself in the head so she forgets the memories. So that way
she's been doing this again a lot.
Yeah. Oh, we're also forgetting. Wait, no, never mind. That was the previous episode where she healed Akari. Yeah. I'm sorry, Momo, where she healed Momo. My bad. Anyway, so basically, yeah, she's been doing this a lot. And again, as Pandemonium mentioned, the more you use your power, the more you're gonna forget the faces. And Akari had done that. Like, she had used the power, especially after when.
And we're gonna find. Yeah, we'll talk about how much.
Yeah. So basically, so Akari's passed out because she shot herself in the head. So she has no consciousness. And as Pandemonium is fading away, she has a brief conversation with Menno and tells Menno, like, hey,
there's a way to kill her.
There's a way to kill her. It's from the last human error. This tells me that
Sword of Salt.
The Sword of Salt, which is in the Salt Country, which we see previous in the season, where Menno traveled as a child with Blair. And there's that. And basically she also admits to Menno that Akari is the reason why that she exists. And so what's it called? Anyway, she fades away. All's well that ends well there. And they basically set out on foot. Momo's good. They have a conversation. Everything is good. And so the three of them basically are going to head toward the salt mine along the way and do what they're going to do. And so all's well that ends well there until the after credit.
Well, you're missing about the conversation Menno has with Momo.
About what?
About she's still going to do this with Akari,
Oh
not
yeah,
really.
yeah.
Yeah, she's not really fully expressing herself at the same time. But
Yeah, and
Momo
Momo.
knows something's up.
Yeah, and Momo says like I'm gonna kill her instead, so that way
Because she
Menno doesn't
knows
have to deal
Menno
with
is
it.
slowly liking her.
Yeah.
And
so,
then you see Menno and Akari holding hands. They're
and
going down the yellow brick road.
and
We get
Oswald
credits. But
yeah.
wait,
there's more. We get an after credit, and it's
Flare.
Flare. And Flare basically says, wow, not only did Akari open up Pandemonium, but she opened up another, I forget the name of it. Basically, with her, and this is mentioned in the previous episode, with her changing the world and fate so much, she's creating cracks in time. And these cracks
Flare
in time
knows all of them.
Yeah, and basically these cracks in time are allowing pieces of the great errors that are supposed to be sealed or killed to come back. And Flare is fully aware of all of this. And at the end, she literally says, like, well, time to go kill my apprentice for the 1 billionth time.
I think she's never exaggerated, but yeah, that's a lot. Probably like hundreds of times by now.
She literally said 1 billion.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's a lot. Then
she literally said it's for the 1 billionth time I'm gonna kill my apprentice. And that's
she's like, I could do this all day.
And she mentioned also, she's like, oh, like Akari thinks she has me, but nope, she'll never defeat me
because she's stronger than her.
Yeah, man. So freaking, and Akari just keeps freaking breaking time, trying to go back to try and fix it. It's wild. And so definitely, I think there's going to be more seasons of this. I hope there's more seasons of this. I liked it. I liked it more than you did.
I liked it, but I didn't find it fantastic.
I didn't find it fantastic. I was overhyped on it when I first saw it, and the more I listened to you and Angel, the more I was like, "Hey, you're right. I should calm down on it." That said,
it was more of that premise of she's friendly at first and then kills the person. I got that from Talentless Nana.
Yeah,
and that was a much more different story.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. They could have expounded upon that more, but at the same time, like
it was just more. I feel like some of the characters were just okay.
Ashina's unique in its way. Momo's annoying, but she's OP as fuck, and that'll probably be flushed out more. And I'm sure we'll probably get a backstory.
Yeah, I think if they make it a season, it'll definitely be better. But I'm saying for a first season, it's just
it was good, man.
They were okay. There was the character wise, there was nothing groundbreaking about them.
It wasn't groundbreaking, but I thought it was solid. Like I didn't think it was shit. It wasn't dog shit.
No, it wasn't dog shit. No.
It was good.
I gave it a 3.
I gave it a 4.
Alrighty. It's still good then.
I gave it a 4. Yep.
All right, Quentin Hero.
This one we both were like, meh.
Yeah, like this was flaccid.
Yes, like Jericho's cox.
But yeah, and yeah. But yeah, this kind of got stretched out a bit again.
Yes.
Leo finally fell down.
He died.
2 episodes later, he finally fell down. His heart area, it's exposed with the Philosopher's Stone.
Yes, and he's like, you have 300 seconds.
You got 5 minutes.
I was gonna say 300 seconds. I didn't equate how many seconds.
Yeah, it equals 5. It equals. You got 5 minutes.
Okay, and the dialogue was about 10, guys.
And half of it was just Lily crying.
It was annoying as shit.
It got annoying. I understand her crying.
Are we gonna do worst character? Like I made that joke. Are we really gonna do that? Because I think we really should. We should do worst character of the season.
And I think we save it for the year.
We should do worst character this season.
Yeah, fine. We could do that.
What kind of cake would be the worst cake? Because that would be the fruit cake. What do we normally put for fruit cake? Disappointment.
Yeah.
What's a cake worse than fruit cake?
I'll look when we do it.
Unexpected cream pie cake? I don't know.
No, cream pies are always good.
I mean, it depends.
Like, who you fucking fooling? Unless you have AIDS or using an awful condom.
I'm gonna say, like, damn, like, what if you were raped? That's not a good cream pie.
Fine.
Gotcha.
All right. Anyway.
Here's the other cat. Here's the other cat, guys.
Here's the other kitty. Yeah, Echidna was basically telling Leo that does he regret this and all that, and Leo says, "I got no regrets. Just take it out."
For real.
And then she was like, "No." And
what?
Now Leo's freaking out.
I did all of this, and you're not going to use it?
Anyway, you got 4.5 minutes. Anyway, why not?
And he goes to every single person of the generals,
and
like,
they all
talk some sense to her. No, like, oh, I rely on you. No, Lily, no. And then she just fucking Lily went on a diatribe about
like Lily's like if you're that depressed, just talk to me. I was like, I am not gonna disobey my queen.
Yeah.
Mel's like, no, you helped me talk and all this, so no.
And then Mernez kicked the shit out of him while he was down.
Yeah,
that was great.
It's like good. I'm glad. And he's counted again, and then usually until eventually he's like, can't you just tell yourself to not do it?
No, you forgot Shutina too. Shutina was like, no, I'm not gonna disobey the queen. And then what's her face? Ekidana was like, oh, you're gonna be my servant, and like starts stepping on him and shit. And you're like, oh, and then
it's like live your own life, and
we're like,
with the imp.
Yeah.
Ibard.
Yeah. And was like, yeah, just tell yourself not to. And you basically see like, oh, if you ever get to die, like your next life will be the chance to, to really live the life that you want to live and make your own decisions and not be bound by fate and whatever. And it really spoke to Leo, and again, Shutina and Ekidana were like, just tell yourself not to fucking protect humanity anymore. It couldn't be that difficult, right? And he's like, all right, fine. And he goes into his internal self, and he struggles a little bit. And again, he thinks about the imp, like Matt said, and about his opportunity. And then it goes silent, and he's able to stop the voices in his head that says protect humanity, protect humanity, protect humanity, protect humanity. He's able to stop those voices. And
that was
basically it.
16 minutes of it. The last couple of minutes was basically...
Oh, by the way, his wound closes. He ends up officially joining as a general.
Yep.
Like
he's like the admiral between human and demon world.
Yeah, he's the liaison, basically.
Yeah. And what was the last 5 minutes? The generals passed out from a party.
Yeah, they all fucking got shit-faced.
And then Echidna and Leo were talking a bit, and she asked him again if he regrets it all and all that. And it's like he talks about how he's happy to be there with them.
Yep.
And of course, the minion subjects come in, talking to all of them all at once. Like, oh, there's a problem here. We need you. Other guy, we need you.
Yep.
That was it. That was really it.
Yeah.
It was a big letdown.
It was a letdown. I still gave it a 4 because everything else up until the season finale was fucking awesome.
It's like 3.5.
If I could give it a 3.75, I would have given it a 3.75. Like, so here's my thought process, right? My thought process. Wait, did I give this a 3? Did I give it a 3 or a 4? Because I was like, something. Actually, no, I think I did give it a 3. Let me go back. Profile.
I would give it 3.25.
I gave it 3.75, but, and I'm going to qualify that momentarily. All these plans too, because I went through next season's list. Can't wait for that one, guys.
Yep.
I did. I lowered it. Okay, so here's what it is. You gave it a 3.25. I would give it a 3.75. So by definition, I should round that up to a 4. But I can't give it a 4 because it didn't have the impact that would push it to that edge. If that
they played it safe for a good majority, especially with Leo living.
Yeah, honest to God, if the season finale was any better, if Leo had died at least in the season finale, I would have kept it a 4. I had it at 4 for multiple weeks, a 4 out of 5. And then that season finale, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't the shits. It wasn't fucking World's End, or not World's End, fucking what's it called? It wasn't goddamn it, Wonder Egg or anything like that. It wasn't fucking as atrocious as Promised Neverland, but it was a letdown, and so that did demote it to me for a 3.75. I don't think it does enough to round it up to a 4, but at the same time, I can't do half grades with mine unless you go to the decimal system. Right. So we'll give it a 3 and call it.
But all right, we got one more finale,
and this was the good finale,
and this is our pre-main,
the co-main.
What?
You said the pre-main. I said the co-main. The co-main event.
Semi-main event. Dance Danseur.
Dance Danseur.
Yeah, we were continuing where we left off when Lou took Miyako.
Yes, as part of the Swan Lake dance.
Yeah. And yeah, Lou kind of yelled at her a bit.
Mentally.
Yeah, like a liar type of thing.
Yeah, Usotsuki.
Suki.
Usotsuki. And no, I mean, it was it's the whole episode is very, very powerful. Basically, Lou internally is having this battle between himself and Miyako. He sees Junpei as that competition that took away Miyako, and he expects Junpei to do his rendition where he comes up from the dead, and he's
But
begging Junpei to come back from the dead.
he just does it normally.
He does it normally, and Luke loses his shit. Like
and he dances like full on rock
yeah,
parts.
he dances Rothbard, and it's gorgeous. It's absolutely he's dancing his soul out of his body. It's so powerful.
To his
And at the
grandmother,
same
yeah.
time, to his grandmother, and at the same time, Godai Sensei is coming over there and like, oh yeah, Lou's here, and he took his thing out, and here like, what is that song? They rush over to the beach and they see
and she's like, oh no.
and Lug is just fucking going in, just dancing and dancing and dancing and dancing, and he finishes and he collapses to the ground, and with tears in her eyes, his grandmother was like, oh, Masuda-chan, that was amazing. Masuda-chan, that was
Yeah, like
amazing.
she was thinking a different dad, like she
Still
didn't see him.
still thinking that it was his daughter, and and it's so sad. It
But
is
Lou
so
got clarification about who he is. That was the main thing.
yeah. And I before we continue, I was just so sad. Like, bro, like you danced your heart away, and
And
bro,
she
it's
still
like
did
you're
not
dead.
see you. And this
It's
could
like
be the
you're
last
dead to
time
her.
she and this
Yeah,
could still it's the last time she'll see him probably.
probably. And you can blame the fact that she has dementia, but nah, man, like there's got to be something in there that triggers something that like, oh, you're Lug.
Yeah, even when he was saying like look at me type of thing.
Yeah. Masuda-chan, that made me so fucking sad. But anyway,
But he was still
basically,
satisfied with himself. That's
yeah,
what I
and he
liked.
collapses to the ground in the water, and he starts to cry, and then who's there to save him? Miyako,
Okay.
with tears in her eyes. She tells him, like, I'll never let you go. Like, you are, you're the reason that I dance. Like, you're my light. They have an emotional family moment together. And Godai Sensei is looking at with the nurse, and the nurse and Godai are crying. And eventually, Godai basically goes down to Junpei, tells Junpei, thank you so much. I'm sorry you had to endure all of this. The rest of this is a family matter. And just like Luke just did, I think it's time you follow your heart and do what you want to do, not what anybody else tells you.
Yeah, and
What
that
your
was
heart
basically
tells
telling
you.
Junpei like to cut ties. Like I release you.
Yeah, you're good. And so Junpei takes his bag, runs off to try and make
The
the
performance thing, yeah,
the
and
performance. Yeah,
yeah,
and
though his friends were like, "I think I got this."
yeah, it was Misaki. Misaki
Yeah,
dances his soul off. He does a really good job, and he's like, "I got this in the bag. I got this in the bag." But previously, before, like while this dance is happening, before the recital happens, he's like, "Oh, if that was all it took to freaking to drive away Lug and Junpei, like they ain't shit. Fuck them. Like they're good."
right.
So Misaki dances. Everything is good. Performances are done. They're like, "We're gonna review," and it's pouring rain outside, like
Yeah,
absolutely pouring. It's like a fucking monsoon outside. And who shows up after the performance is over?
Junpei.
Junpei managed to make it. He literally grabs Ayako's arm,
Well,
drags her.
no, I said, well, first he like slams the door in front of her, like cut her off,
Yeah, like, you please watch me dance. Please watch me dance.
and she's like,
Drags
"No."
him. Yeah, no, like you're late, whatever. Drags her to the performance. Asks the piano teacher to give him a cue. She does.
And they're like, is he gonna clean the floor? Because like sweat and water, and like
Yeah, it's like
he
sweat.
leaves it.
Yeah, he's like, you're gonna sleep. You're gonna slip. You're gonna slip. And he still dances. He's doing really good at
Yeah,
first.
and they say even despite the mistakes, it's
Yeah,
still looking really good.
yeah. Nakamura is just standing for him. He's like, this is what I told you about. This is why he's so special and amazing. And he goes, everything's going well. Everything's going well. Everything's going well. And on the
He
next
slips,
stanza, he slips, and he stays down for a second, and then he
and the
changes.
piano lady, she
Yeah,
changed the tune.
piano lady changed the tune, and he changes the choreography, and it's a beautiful rendition. He starts basically doing the sad portion of the song, and
Yeah,
then she changes the tune again, and he does the happy rendition. It's a beautiful,
yeah.
absolutely
It's like he gave
stunning,
up, but then he's
amazing.
back
Yeah,
up.
it's a stunning visual story he's creating with dance that makes everybody in the room cry. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful, it's powerful. The song ends. Ayako is pissed. She's like, you changed the choreography. She yells at the fucking piano lady. Why did you change the music for him?
And she said it felt right.
It felt right. It's been years since I felt anything like that. I'm sorry, but it felt right. And what's it called? Godai is like, this is why you're not going to get it, because you're self-absorbed. I acknowledge you have talent, but you'll never be a student
And
over
then
here at not Godai.
Russia or whatever.
We said Godai. We said at is it Ayosaka? No, what the fuck?
Onikawa?
Onikawa, yeah. Oikawa, yeah. Like, you'll never be a student at Oikawa. And Junpei fucking prostrates himself and is like, like, I did this, whatever, blah, blah. But please, like, I want the scholarship. The scholarship is gonna, help me, whatever. Like, pound the basics into me. I want to be a student of Oikawa. And so Ayako's like, then I take it you've cut ties with Godai Academy. And he hesitates briefly and he says, yes. And so you're never going to dance with Godai Academy? Yes. Junpei's won the award and she walks off. And everybody's excited except Misaki.
Well, Ayako is definitely excited.
Yeah, and Misaki is not. Misaki walks away while everyone's celebrating with Junpei. He walks away. At
first, he said he was going to quit.
Yeah, at first he's going to quit because he didn't get the scholarship. And his friend, who's everybody's friend, he's a good friend.
Oh, yeah.
That one guy. He's a good friend. And he was like, yeah, don't quit. Like, just, try harder. You're great. I loved your performance. You're going to do great. Just keep going at it. And
he's like, he's like, you don't need it. You could do, you'll be fine without it.
Yeah, and he agrees, and the guy just is upset, and he cries and cries and cries, and his homie's there to, like, let him cry it out while everyone else is, like, excited for Junpei. And then the rest of the episode is basically Junpei is dancing his way all around school. He's got his Oikawa little sticker that says he's in the SS class, and he's just free dancing, just enjoying himself.
Yeah,
and that's how it ends.
This was great.
It was fantastic. I loved it.
What would you give it?
4 out of 5. Solid 4 out of 5.
Yep, solid 4.
Solid 4.
All right, you ready for the main event?
Yes, we're going with the penultimate, guys.
Spy Family, because we didn't want to do Dance Dance again, and the other two didn't deserve to main event.
And I want a main event Kaguya next week.
Which we will.
Yes, that was a decision.
Yeah, our double main event is going to be Spy and Kaguya, for sure.
Indeed.
But yeah, Spy Family this time. Anya is getting terrible grades.
I was so fucking annoyed by Anya. I'm sorry. I'm going to be that guy. Like, bro, like, I know children are supposed to be adorable and they're not supposed to be geniuses, but she is such a waste of sperm at the beginning of this episode. She is a waste of sperm. Someone should have swallowed her at the beginning of this episode. Complete waste of space. Annoying, failing everything, can't do shit.
Wants to watch her spy show.
That's all she's good for. Watch the spy show and listen to conversations. But she can read minds. You're not going to use that the entire fucking time of existence.
Yeah. She thought about it this time around. She actually did. But I forgot what Lois said to make her go, never mind.
She's like, it's 5 o'clock, time to study. I don't want to study. I wanted to punt that fucking girl so bad. So I was hoping Yuri would throw a fucking dagger and it misses Lloyd. And hits
no. And so they suggest she gets to start another way by doing some work. So community service, mind you.
No, you forgot. She's like, oh, here's a violin. Play violin. Can't play violin.
Can't draw.
Let's do jump rope. Fucking gets tangled in a jump rope. Let's do some other shit, right? What was the other thing? There's some other thing.
It was drawing.
They were like, oh, it looks like a cheetah. It's a cow.
It's like, oh.
Okay. Like, clearly.
And again, because for Lloyd, the main person, he told like, oh yeah, we expect Anya to get the Stella stars in 4 months.
Yeah, basically 2 stars a month. Like, what? And so she's like, all right, well, let's do a different method. Let's do what's it called? Community service. And guess what? She fucking sucks at community service too.
Yep, she dropped food. She didn't do stuff like she read manga. She passed out on dirty clothes in the laundry.
She dropped the vase.
Yep, and then she starts to like shit. Like she knows she's fucking up her dad.
Yeah, and her dad, she's reading her dad's mind. Her man's like, oh, but we got to do this. Like, oh, maybe we'll have to like come up with solutions. Like, I don't know. We may have to reformulate everything. I don't know. And she feels bad because she's fucking up her dad's mission. And as she's doing that, there's like, there's a little, I guess, a conversation revolving a little boy who's scared of,
because of physical therapy. He's like,
physical therapy. And so he ends up accidentally falling into the physical
paralegal.
deep end. Jesus Christ.
$3 billion paralegal.
Save the boy. Give it to Johnny Ace. God
damn it, Vince.
Give the boy to Johnny Ace. Anyway.
Like a toy.
Like a toy. In his hand.
Yes. Anyway, what's going on? She leaves him unsupervised, and because of this,
he falls into the pool, and he begins to drown. And Anya,
it is true. Kids are quiet when they're drowning.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's actually a thing. They don't know what to do.
I didn't know that. That makes sense. Anyway, so Anya hears it, and she's like, Dad, there's a guy drowning in the pool. And
she almost got herself exposed.
Yeah. And so she is like a child. She's like, I'm going to go play in the pool because I want to be a pool person. Yay. And Lloyd's like, what the fuck? No, you can't do that. And so she jumps into the pool bravely, tries to get him, but she can't swim. So
and Lloyd eventually.
Jumps in after both of them, grabs both of them, saves both of them. And they're like, oh, Anya, you can't do that. Da, 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 da. But at the end of the day, even though Lloyd's the one who saved them, it was Anya's quick thinking that saved the boy. And so
because of this,
she gets a Stella.
Yep. Even Desmond is like,
he beat me first. Desmond Jr. No, it's
Damien. Yeah, Damien Desmond.
Damien. Desmond.
His last name is Desmond. So
okay, yeah. So Damien is like, fuck, she beat me to it, and so she's full of herself now. She's like, I'm Princess on.
Starlight on,
not Starlight Kid. Starlight Anya. I wonder if they got that from Starlight Kid.
Probably not.
Shocking. I don't know. It was shocking.
But yeah, all that's going on, and basically she's talking to Becky for a bit, like trying to be friends with Damien. And it came to the conversation of dogs.
Yes.
And she thinks if she gets a dog like Damien does, they could become friends, and then they would go to the Desmond house.
Yeah.
And then get arrested. And the world is at peace in her mind.
So she convinces her father to get a dog.
And he actually says yes. And then Yor warns her like it's a big responsibility.
Yep. And they start picking out dogs. And the episode ends basically with two guys talking shit, and they're going to a kennel, and they mention that the dogs are being, fucking
tested
on and altered. And there's one dog in the back that as it's
dirty,
sleeping,
musty.
Yeah, dirty, musty, but he has a vision of the Forger family briefly, and then we see a silhouette of the dog, and that's how the episode ends. So the season finale is going to basically be them picking up the dog.
Yep, Bond. What's his name? So
is it with an E?
No, it's just Bond. Bond.
Oh, not like fucking James Bond, like fucking Moriarty.
Nope. Oh god, yeah.
That's why I said.
I'm not sure how I felt about that.
It was stupid.
It's like they did nothing of her after that. That was the problem.
Like, I know they wanted to have a gender inclusive character.
No, I get what they're going for, but the fact that nothing happened after was what irked me.
I mean, she played a part
and that's
in the finale. She played a part in the season finale.
I know, but that's like what, 10 episodes later?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that was my issue. That was it.
Bond.
But no, I can't wait. I can't wait for Bond. So
I mean, bro, I don't love it the way everybody else does.
Right. Well, I know why you don't, but
I don't love it the way everybody else does. Did it even make my top 5? I don't even think. Let me double confirm that it even made my top 5. I think it did. Maybe not. We'll see.
But we'll figure out listings next week. Closing thoughts?
Solid week. I can't wait for. Truth be told, I really can't wait for the season to be over. There was a lot of solid anime, but there's really nothing that I've seen this year this season other than Requiem that's really made me go, oh, I'm sorry. Well, Kaguya-Sama made me go like, oh my god, this is the most amazing shit. Like literally, it's like to me, Kaguya-Sama is like here, and everything else is just here. Like for me, at least.
Well, I've also watched more than you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I
I feel
understand
like
why
a
you
good
like them.
and a good chunk, like some, I probably maybe 5 of them will be in my year list. Maybe. It depends on how the rest of the year goes.
It depends. I was gonna say it depends how the rest of the year goes, but I mean, just based off of this 2.
Well, I guess
I
summertime, Tomodachi,
by
Kaguya.
definition, the first 4 on my list definitely will be 5, maybe depending on the rest of the season. So definitely the first 4, but even the 3 and 4 are going to be on the low. I'm pretty solid. It will probably be on the low end of the 25.
Well, unless somehow, summer's gonna be our busiest one.
Yeah, just the preview, guys. I've got like 20 shows.
Yeah, I got he's got more than me for this time.
I think that might be the first time ever. Is it?
We were around the same, or like one or more than the other.
This might be different. This might be.
I think this is the time you'll beat me by a margin.
Yeah, dude, this is pretty wild.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of good shows that are like intriguing, but I'm really hoping like there's a couple shows that
I want to watch Devil Part-Time, but I didn't see the first season. I know that's the big one because
I didn't see that
because that was anime of the decade out of Anime Trending.
Was it really?
Yeah, that's the one that won the decade award. This was it.
Nah, man,
I was expecting KO to be the one because that how popular that one is.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it was this one. Like, shit.
Wow.
So
yeah, I've got a lot of. I've definitely got a lot of shows. Which one is this?
Yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna they're gonna be a lot of shows, folks. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of fucking shows. You know, and what's crazy is a lot of the shows that I have are like some of the ones that you like, the ones that are like really like wholesome, heartsome like shows.
Yeah.
24. I got 29 titles as a whole this summer.
Hold on. 1, 2,
I'm sorry. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We're not gonna reveal them, but I'm gonna count them.
5, 10, 15, 20. I have 24 titles. Sorry, 24 titles as a whole. How many OVAs? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 special OVAs, 2 movies. So that's 6. That's 18. So I have 18 shows currently. And some of them I may not watch because they might be like Netflix shows that are like they drop all of them at once, and I generally don't watch those because I don't binge them like that. These are just weeklies that I'm talking about. So if there's any like that, it'll lower the number. But I'm at as a total right now 18 shows.
I got 13 and 1 continuation.
That's excluding my continuations. That's excluding Boruto and Cuckoos. So I have 20 shows.
Yeah, hell, I might get more. Depends on how they get reviewed. Depends on how the ratings.
I want to know which ones you're. God damn it!
What?
Send me the ones that you're watching, and then we'll talk offline about it.
Yeah, I'll say them to you. I'll say them to you when we close. Like when we're done recording, I'll say it to you.
Yeah, but fucking, I gotta like try and talk you into it beforehand.
Well, I don't want them to know.
Oh, you're talking about now when we close now?
Yeah, like when we're done recording and still on here.
Oh, I thought you okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. I thought you were talking about fucking
getting
it next week. Oh, that doesn't fucking help.
Anyway, we tossed some cake. We ate cake. We're full of cake.
So full of cake. We can't wait to spew all the cake back to you guys.
3 hours worth of cake. Almost. You can follow me on Twitter at DamonPhoenix12. You can also follow our Twitter at Talk to Keki. We also have a link tree up there where we have our sites where you can listen to your favorite local podcasts, such as Apple Music, Spotify, Audible, iHeartRadio, etc. We're also on the StreamYard where they have it. They have a YouTube channel. They're on a Twitch channel. That's probably how you're hearing us right now. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. We've had one constant viewer on Twitch, by the way, through this series. So shout out to whoever that is. I'm sorry, not Twitch. Yeah, it is Twitch. WTM Network on Twitch.
Yeah, whoever it is, thank you. Even if you're not commenting, thank you.
Yeah, no comments this time around.
But yeah, we want to thank Sean for being our editor. Thank you to 2WM Network for hosting us. We want to also thank Chairshot Radio for having us on their actual radio and posting our stuff every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Put your plugs in so we can get out of here.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter, SHOSTOPPA24. You can follow me on Instagram at AI_anime24. You can follow me on my podcast Instagram at podcast.senpai. You can also follow us on our Talk the Keki Instagram at Talk the Keki, TALKTHEKEI, Talk the Keki. Again, as Matt said, all of our socials have link trees where you can follow us and listen to our various media. Again, my socials will have where you can listen to my other podcasting adventures. Shout out to B. Ronan, the Orlando Tragic Podcast. It's been a while since I've done a podcast with him. I gotta see if I can get on that with him at some point. Shout out to Andy and the MMA for Marks podcast. We're trying to get that revamped so we can get that launched over here on W2M as well. So we have an MMA podcast. We can fill that void for Sean. I may have another podcast on the line as well with Mark Radulich. How do you say his last name?
Who?
Radulich. Mark's last name. Anyway, Mark, we may collab on a boxing podcast. Stay tuned for that. We'll find out details later on, let you guys know. But yeah, other than that, you can follow me on Analyst at analyst.co/SHOSTOPPA249. That's where you can see all of the shows that I will be watching and have watched from there. Yeah, I think that's it, buddy. Let's get the fuck out.
Alrighty. We'll see you next week for the finale and awards. Arigato, anatofaku, and sayonara.
Sayonara, minasan!
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye!